We are back. Second show today, second draft today. Shout out Jonathan for helping us out with a great draft, and my beautiful wife, who we got a badass team. And we got Jamar Chase at 5, and took the plunge on Genty in the second round. Seems like a solid team. We are back with draft number 8. I think this is draft number 8 on the streams, and we have 34 total. So we have 24 more drafts after tonight. So going all the way up until Wednesday, the start of the season. That is our last draft. Wednesday, 4 p.m. Central, and the season starts Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central. So we're going all the way up until the last second with these drafts. This one starts in 12 minutes. We have the 12th pick, which we have not drafted from 12 yet. Love the 12th spot. D-Money, I know him. I recognize him. I drafted with him, I think, yesterday. He was in one of the leagues, and just kind of trying to go through people's tendencies. He went 3 running backs in the first 5 rounds, which is cool with me because I'm probably starting running back here. Unless CeeDee Lamb were to fall, I wouldn't take Jefferson at the 201. I'll take Lamb at 112 or 201. But if I go running back, he can knock himself out with those early round, 3, 4, 5, those running back selections. I don't care. So nice to know what your competitors are going to do. Say hello when you hop in. Say what's up. We usually start at 10 on this show, so this is an earlier stream than most are used to. Hopefully people realize, get the notification, all the more reason to subscribe. Hit the bell. And we're going to be on here literally every day. We haven't missed a day in 90 days, 91 days straight. 90 days straight we've been on this show, and we're not going to stop anytime soon. Definitely at least 4 or 5 hours per day / nights. What's up, K-Space? Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. So we're probably not going to miss a night until December is my guess, unless there's something that happens, a random emergency or something. You're going to have me every single night during the season. Derek's, hey, Mr. Simmons. Wow, that's what I call my dad, but appreciate that. You should say, hey there, son, Not that I'm your son. You know what? I would like to be Derek's son. I think he'd be a great dad. Well, I know he's a great dad to daughters. He doesn't have a son, though. He would probably be a pretty cool-ass dad. Just hang out, shoot the shit, play some fantasy, have some brewskis. That's what it's all about. Derek, what's your drink of choice, man? You were drinking chick drinks when you came on the show. I see you as like a bourbon guy. Is that wrong? Are you not a bourbon guy? Let me know what's your favorite drink is.
I have a particularly explosive ejaculate. It just goes everywhere. It's like a fucking wild fireman's hose. You just gotta grab on and pray to God it doesn't get in your eyes or your mouth. You think that's the only thing I jerked off in here? I've been dropping loads around this fucking house like a goddamn dump truck.
You don't come on my stuff!
I'll come wherever the fuck I want, James. I'll fucking come in your kitchen. I'll come on your fucking art. I'll come anywhere I want.
I will fucking come right on you. I will come like a fucking madman all over you, McBride.
Ooh, I fucking wish you'd come on me right now. I fucking dare you to come on me.
I dare you, Derek. I dare you. Actually, I'll be doing that on Nick O here soon enough, or maybe he'll do it on you. We don't know. We don't know how it's going to play out. You both seem to be tops, so that's a topic for another day. 10 minutes so this puppy starts. And then Derek's liking the time, though, because you have work tomorrow, so this isn't going to interfere with your sleep schedule. We're going to draft a banger here. I love the 12th spot, love the right side. We've been doing the team reviews after all these drafts, and we noticed that, the worst teams are generally on the left side. The 1 through 5, 1 through 4, 2 through 6, those teams are usually the worst. And then when we get to the right side, we get a lot of value, and the team, we just generally love the teams better. So I've been drafting more on the left than the right so far in Fantrax. I still have some of my drafts. I don't know the order yet. Until they fill, I don't know the draft order. So excited to see those. I don't care. I just want to be spread out. Give me all different draft picks. Give me different shares of different players. I'll take value when it falls. As you know, I have my trusty Fantrax active ADP list here. And I'm going to send this to you guys probably tomorrow when I have at least 8 drafts done. I have 6 loaded up right now. We're going to do this by hand. And once I get about 10 ADP, all the ADPs we've done, I will send that to you guys in the Discord so you can kind of just look for yourself. I know each league is different. Home leagues have different scoring. But this is very valuable information. Not a bourbon guy. Don't drink dark liquors much. I'm good with beer or a mule. We go mixed drinks. Ooh, mule. Mules are just so damn tasty, dude. I drink them too fast. Like when I order them at a restaurant, I mean, for one, they're pretty expensive, and for two, they're so delicious, and there's a lot of ice in them. But dude, it's done in like 8 minutes. It's just I just pound them. Long drink is chick drinks. Not quite like a. It's like a Truly, you know. Is it stronger than a Truly? I don't know. Yeah, I'd say chick-ish. Nothing wrong with that, man. Just fucking with you, but nothing wrong with that. Beer is the real man's drink, as we know. Actually, bourbon, I think, is the men of men drinks. I wonder what Jed York was drinking. That's the Jed York. That's the Niners owner, right? That got busted doing the Robert Kraft, essentially. That's just called the Robert Kraft, or the Jerry Jones, whichever one you prefer. The owners love their women of the night, the professionals. I don't know why they like them. They can get escorts or actually just real girls. They don't have to pay for it, but weird stuff, man.
I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
Long drink is gin and juice. That's a good line from a song. All right, maybe I misspoke. I thought it was some kind of chicky drink. Apparently, it's not a chick drink. It's a man's drink. Derek's a real man. We've established that. Just because you drink a chick drink doesn't make you not a real man, right? Sometimes we like some tasty shit that's a little lighter. I have drafted with Panthers in here, and he has had some pretty bad teams. Unfortunately, he's picking at the one spot. Other side of the board for me. But value's value. People do dumb things like take defenses and kickers in the 9th round. We see it every draft. Like, we never see a draft in one of these Fantrax where we have a kicker or defense like the first one last of the 10th round. It's always the 9th round. Margaritas are delicious, though. They give you heartburn if you drink too many. Can't go wrong with a margarita, especially if you're having tacos. We love tacos. Tacos, burritos, margaritas, and all those fine things.
Don't think just because I got a lot of money, I'll give you taco flavored kisses, honey. Fulfill all your wishes with my taco flavored kisses. Taco, taco, burrito, taco, taco.
Okay, I totally stand corrected now. 10%. That's wild. I know there's a Truly or something that is like it's 8%, and that shit still tastes awesome. So I have not. What's a Washington apple? I've smoked weed out of an apple before. That was fun. Smoking weed out of an apple is a nice touch. Great scene in 40-Year-Old Virgin as well, when they're smoking out of the apple. All right, we're down to 5 minutes till this draft starts. Wanted to start a little early, that stream a little early, and to say what's up and talk a little bit. And I'll be answering all the questions during the stream. It's nice I have the turn, the 112. So I just get back-to-back picks, and I get 5 minutes between each pick, essentially, to just hang out, chat with you fine people, break down the draft board, laugh at people's picks. See, I don't just laugh at picks to laugh at picks. I laugh at, like, wild shit, and we see quite a bit of wild shit in these expensive drafts. It's insane. Like, we saw so much stuff in the last 250 we did that was just, like, head-scratching. Blake said it earlier. Is it 16 days at the start of the season? Is it 16 days? I think it's 16 or 15 days until the start of the NFL season. Essentially, preseason's over now. The only, week 3 preseason is nothing. They never play starters. So there wasn't a lot of starters being played in week 2. Besides Deshaun Watson, apparently he got playing time, and he's now the starter, which is hilarious. Whiskey, sour apple puckers, and cranberry juice. Ooh, that's pretty tasty. Praying mouth, Connor, get back to drafting before 11. Let's get it. Yeah, let's get it. They're both up again. Mouth's up again? He's been really slow on his picks. You know what? I'm in no rush personally, but I've been making my picks like within a second. I mean, sometimes I don't see that I'm up, I guess, because I'm in all 3 of them, and I'm on the stream or whatever, but I make my picks really quick. I don't have any thinking to do about my picks. 15 at midnight. Thoughts on my super flex roster so far? I know you didn't like my 2 quarterback start. Well, I like the 2 quarterbacks you took, but the issue I have with it, let's go to the team real quick. You guys aren't going to be able to see this, but it's on Sleeper. I didn't like Herbert. Like the fact that, I don't know, I got Trevor Lawrence in the 4th round, 407, and you took Herbert at the 2-2. I do prefer Justin Herbert, but is he really 3 rounds better than Trevor Lawrence? I don't think so. But let's see. The receivers you got are nice. That's the nice thing is you always get value later. So you have Burrow, Herbert, Barkley, and Henry, Loveland, which is great because it's a two tight end league. That's awesome. I was debating taking Loveland when I said Zay Flowers to have Bowers and Loveland, but didn't want to do that. And then you have Waddle, McLaurin, and DJ Moore. So that is pretty sexy, man. Pretty balanced. Burrow and Herbert, super nice. Super nice. No, I like it a lot. I just thought you could have taken JT. So I guess here's my question. Would you rather have Derrick Henry and Justin Herbert or JT and Trevor Lawrence? That is the question. So we have 2 minutes till this draft starts. So that's kind of how to break it down. I mean, Derrick Henry and Herbert, it's pretty much a wash. Connor is definitely Smitty. I got the 12 spot. See on the board here, Professional Fanatics, all the way at the 12 hole right here, which I'm pretty happy with. Yeah, I haven't heard much from Mouth. He actually hopped in the last stream. I don't know if you caught that. Erica was on. My wife was on, and Jonathan came on to help us draft that team. Hell of a team, man. We got we started out Jamar Chase at 5, and then we got Genty at the 208, which is a little risky, I guess. We ended up getting Scatabo at the 4.8, Ted McMillan at 3.5. Really solid team. Really solid team. This draft's so deep, though, Derek, the sleeper one. You know, it is so deep. Starting 2 tight ends is diabolical, but you know what? We're real men. Apparently not all of us because some of us drink long drinks, but other than that, we're all real men. And sorry, Derek, had to do it. 2 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks, 2 flex spots, 3 receivers. It is crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. But that's my thing. If you're going to do a 10-man league, you got to add a bunch of roster spots because like I know people that I had a couple home leagues I used to do that used to do 1 quarterback and no flex spots in a 10-man league. I'm like, bro, like whatever team stays healthy or gets like JSN of last year wins. Like let's up the ante and make it a little bit more, strategy involved. What happens, McAuliffe, is people see their starting rosters full and they might have a bench spot or 2, a bench player or 2, and they're just like, well, I'll take the best kicker defense. Which I understand the logic. It's not the right logic. Like if we knew that Aubrey probably will be kicker 1. I personally prefer Cam Little, not prefer, but at value, especially. But I think there's a good chance he's kicker 1. And also, what does kicker 1 really mean? It's 1 or 2 points a game difference, which is fine. I love it in like a 1-game sample. But we saw Aubrey kind of fade at the end of last year, missing some kicks and just didn't look great. Even his makes were like shaky. And I love the situation there. They kick a lot of field goals. He kicks in a dome. They have confidence in him. All that. But thoughts on Zay Flowers? Where should he? I'm hoping you're asking where he should be drafted because he's a 3rd-round pick. Definitely should be drafted. I love Zay Flowers. I have like 40% Zay Flowers, and I think I've done 9 or 10 drafts counting my home leagues. I think I have 4 shares of Zay Flowers. I love Zay Flowers this year, especially in PPR. Half PPR, it's a little wonky. I mean, he's going to score he's going to have a lot of yards, but his touchdown upside is just not the same as T. Higgins or some of these other guys. Here we go. Yeah, that's got to be a flex. 2 flexes for sure, Wally, for sure. Yeah, 5, but all kickers, it's not like Aubrey's not the only kicker that gets 5 points for 50-yarders, and they're all kicking 50-yarders now, so I'm fine with Aubrey in this format. It's 18 rounds, right? 18 rounds, no trades. I am fine with Aubrey in like the 12th round. You could make an argument for 12th round for me. Same with the Texans defense. Other than that, there goes CMC at 3. Other than that, man, no, I'm not going 9th or 10th round for a kicker. I don't care. It's not worth it for me. I can stream kicker. Last year, I waited on kicker and defense, and this same format, 18 rounds, I had Seattle and Jason Myers everywhere because they weren't drafted. And I'm not saying there's going to be another Seattle or Jason Myers situation. Probably not another Seattle defense because they were elite all time, fantasy and real life, and they were undrafted. But there'll be another kicker that's Jason Myers. There'll be another kicker that you get that goes kicker 19 that finishes the year at kicker 3. It happens every year. So you just got to identify that guy. Or if you wait at kicker and you're streaming, if you can just make that your entire season, right? If you just extrapolate and just do the points, if you can make that whatever let's say it's 4 games with this guy and 3 games with another guy, and you have 6 kickers throughout the year. If you could make that kicker 12, kicker 11 in terms of like kicking points for the whole season, that's a win. That is a total win because you put no stock into the position and you're getting the same value as a guy that might have taken someone in the 15th round. That's all you need to do. And I think I'm savvy enough, and historically I am, to stream kicker and defense and get equal points to some of the other teams in the league. I don't have to be top 5 in that position if I have no stock in it. 2 years ago, my big money 10-man team, I had Gibbs, Bijan, took Bowers late. Ooh. Guessing you won that one. There goes Chase Brown at 8. St. Brown falls to 9. Jefferson. I think this is going to be CeeDee Lamb and James Cook. Let's keep it. Let's keep it balanced. Keep it balanced there. And D Money, of course, goes Barkley. He's going to go running back heavy. It's a fair start. Jefferson off the board at 10 as well is a little early. Now I have a real shot at getting Jeremiah Love at the turn here, which would be awesome. If not, if the running backs don't fall, Javonte Brees, any of those running backs, if they don't fall, then I just smash back-to-back wide receivers, and I can get like Higgins and Garrett Wilson, something like that. And I have my every week starter there in James Cook. I'm going to make sure I grab Ray Davis. I have Ray Davis in every league. Grab Ray Davis, and the Ty Johnson news is still not out yet, guys. So Ray Davis is a must-draft handcuff. No roster moves a week 2. What's up with these wonky rules, Jay? You have like, what is it, 4 bench spots? That league is making fantasy harder than it needs to be. Like, why should you not be able to make a move to week 2? I'll make a move the second my draft's over if I see fit. Do you love Zay Flowers? Do you love Zay Flowers to draft him at the 103? Oh, no. That was the 104, but absolutely not, dude. Zay Flowers over A.J. Brown or Drake London, I'm not doing that. I have Zay Flowers ranked in my wide receiver 12, and I'm very, very high on Zay Flowers. Picked up Houston kicker that same season when he set the consecutive 50-yard field goal games. Yeah, that was Fairbairn's great, man. I was picking him up in all my leagues last year that I didn't have Jason Myers in it. I think I had Myers in like 17 or 18 of my 36. And then Fairbairn was I think he was available because he had a bye. I think Houston had a late bye last year, and I think what happens is these guys don't want to cut bait with their amazing players they have on their bench. They cut their kicker. If it's not Aubrey, they cut them. You just swoop in at the end of the year and grab their scraps. When their team has injuries, and this Fantrax format has no IR spots, there are 8 bench spots. But if you have 3 injured guys and you have bye weeks, like, you have to make some tough decisions. You're not going to go a week without a kicker. So a lot of times they cut their kicker, and that's when we swoop in. Love 12, Kappa. I love having back-to-back picks in general. That is an advantage because it almost forces you to reach on some guys. I'm not saying we want to reach, but you have to make some stands where, like, sometimes when we're in the middle, we're like, okay, this guy's going to make it back, and they get sniped. I like playing aggressive, and in 12 and 1, you know, those make you play aggressive. Ideally, I like being at 11 or 2 because I love having just one team, or even 3 and 10. I love having 1 or 2 teams to the side, the turn side. And then for onesies in particular, as long as they're not idiots, you can be like, okay, if you're waiting on quarterback and you see both teams to your right have a quarterback, you know, in the 4th round, or let's call it the 8th round when it's going to the right, I see that both teams at, you know, let's say I had the 10th pick, both teams at 11 and 12 have quarterbacks. Instead of taking Trevor Lawrence there, I can wait to the 9th. And those things are advantages. Same with tight ends. Now, except for when dumb people do dumb things and take a second quarterback or second tight end when they shouldn't. But that's why I like being close to the turn. These old school leagues, I get it. There goes McBride and Bowers back-to-back. Derrick Henry paired up with Christian McCaffrey. That's pretty tasty. Chris Olave goes with a 2-7 here. Pretty fucking high, but I don't blame him for doing that. Nico, Neighbors, Pickens, all these receivers are still on the board. Is Genty off the board yet? Genty is still there. There goes Genty to the Bijan team. That is quite dangerous. The Trey McBride team just screwed the pooch there. Like, that should have been the Genty selection for sure. And Bijan and Genty is going to be deadly. If the news comes out that it's not a major injury, or at least he's not going to miss any time, or, maybe he's questionable week 1, that team's a monster. Let's see if Oppenheimer can land the plane, though. A lot of these guys can't. This should definitely be Malik Neighbors. If you want to go aggressive and win this league, you take Malik Neighbors right here. Like, who cares if you start slow? You're gonna end strong, and you should be able to make the playoffs with that roster. Switch the song up a little bit. He takes Kyron. I guess that's fine. He's gonna flex Kyron. That's cool. Josh Allen. These guys are going 0 wide receivers, which is weird. That's fine. We want receivers to fall back. Neighbors falls to the 304. I actually like it for Nico because Booty is somewhat versatile, but they're going to want to use him as X. And Nico will play a lot of X as well. But Booty could be on the field and just be used. That's why I like, Nico with Higgins. Higgins was kind of being lined up out there at X. And they can move Nico around. Without, if they didn't sign Booty, it was going to be rough for Nico because it would just be him playing static X. Now you have Booty playing that at least 50% of the time in my mind. So now Nico can play Z. He can play Y. He can be the move wide receiver there, and they can use him more creatively. You mix that in with Tank Dell, like, this is good for this offense. And honestly, Booty is probably similar to Higgins right now. And Higgins is the younger player, like, definitely better upside for the future. So it does suck for Houston. They lose a year of development for Higgins. But I don't think they really took a step back as an offense, at least in the short term. Now, how quick can Booty get up to speed? We had to figure all that kind of stuff out. But, man, I like it. I don't think we're moving. We shouldn't be moving Nico Collins anywhere. Well, we're going to have a really tough decision here. We have Flowers, Higgins, Garrett Wilson, and Love on the board. He takes Scatabo. So I think the play is, this is the Jeremiah Love play right here. We're going to go Love. And we're going to take Zay Flowers again because we can't stop taking the man. At this point, we're taking Zay Flowers. We're taking Zay Flowers at the 304, 305, 306. We're definitely smashing Zay Flowers right here. So this is a nice balanced start. And I love the value at pick 36. I mean, we got Jeremiah Love after Cam Scatabo, after Breece Hall, after Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs already off the board. This is working. There goes Devontae Adams. So this is great. There are some weird picks. I would debate taking Devontae Adams at the 512. D-Money is fumbling this bag. I got my boy Zay. We love this start. Just got to try to prioritize Tyler Algier again. I don't like to handcuff my own players very often. In this case, I have a chance to lock up both these backfields with the Trey Benson release and still some uncertainty regarding James Conner. We can just make sure we get Ray Davis and Tyler Algier, and we have our stability, our safety at running back for the whole year. You know what's wild, Jonathan? The first Fantrax draft I did, that was last Wednesday, the first one, Jeremiah Love fell to the 4-7. And I was like, is this how it's going to be? And it's not been like that. I can read you the ADPs right now of Jeremiah Love. I have 6 written down here, 6 on record that I've actually logged here. So Jeremiah Love, that first draft went 45th overall, which is, the 4-8. Maybe it was a 4. That's the 4-9. So 45, 37, 33, 36, 32. He's really buried in the rankings, but these guys should be smart enough not to go by rankings. T. Higgins is still on the board, by the way. That's on average. Let's see, 45, 37, 33, 36, 32. That's essentially at the 3-4 turn where I got him. I'm totally comfortable with him there. Jack Strand, that's the third string quarterback, right? I don't know much about him. I mean, Tua is going to start the year. Right now, they're splitting reps, Tua and Penix. Michael Penix was a top 10 pick, and Michael Penix has amazing arm talent, but that's about all he has. Terrible vision, terrible accuracy, no touch. But they have more capital in him than the Vikings have in JJ McCarthy. Now, I will say this. As much as I was kind of a slander piece on Michael Penix has showed me way more than JJ McCarthy. If Wally's in here, I apologize, but we all agree, right? Penix has showed us flashes where JJ McCarthy showed us nothing, like absolutely nothing. Thank you, K-Space. Appreciate that. Yeah, Goddard was at 12 touchdowns last year for Goddard. It is an interesting poll. What is the results right now? We have 43% Goddard, 43% Kincaid, 14% Andrews. That's kind of how I've seen it go down in drafts. I'm a pretty big Mark Andrews fan. I'm fine with all those guys. I actually have Goddard ranked the lowest of those three guys, my personal ranks. So we have a lot of people smashing running backs here. Montgomery goes to pick 48. This guy's got 3 running backs. Oppenheimer has 3 running backs. D-Money next to me has 3 running backs. There is a team that has no running backs. Soft Hands has JSN, London, Pickens, and Ibuka. That is a hot start in this format. I like it. Soft Hands, yeah, his hands are soft, and he caresses the ball.
Your hands are what makes it possible. Your shoulder pads are hard and stiff. Your hands are tender, and they can move and caress the ball. that's kind of gay, but hey.
Couldn't say it any better myself. Ladma Christian Watson goes there. I was hoping to get Christian Watson, but you know what? We can pull up this board here. Any of these running backs are targets. Receivers are going, which is kind of shitty for me because we only have 2 of them, but that means Loveland's still on the board. Okay, we'll pull up Loveland here. Joe Burrow. I'm not taking Joe Burrow. We got to hope someone takes Hendy. Someone has to take Hendy for us, so we don't have to do it. This is not good. It's not great right now. The Christian Watson early pick there, which I like Christian Watson there. It's not where he's ranked. That was a guy I was hoping to have fall back. This is a somewhat sharp draft. We've seen some early reaches, but other than that, I feel like no one's really going to fall back. We need one of these guys to fall back. We're up in 7 picks. There goes a Doomsday. The tight ends are already, these guys are already gone. The teams that have the tight ends are already picked, so Loveland will not make it back to me. He's had a lot of time, man. Like, the fact that he was struggling with the playbook and he had the entire redshirt year is very concerning to me. He just doesn't like wow me at all in any facet. You know what? He was touted as a leader and a guy that, you know, had moxie and had, you know, great leadership qualities, and he's a team guy. Did not show me that last year, but it's not over for him. It's just a tough situation. Can somebody please take? There goes Loveland. Picks. Let's see what's up with Joe Burrow. I don't want to reach on Burrow, but there's a point where if I don't like the players on the board, dude. So let's look at Tyler Warren. Where is Tyler Warren's ADP typically? Tyler Warren, 58, 58, 60, 54, 51. So we could definitely rock a Tyler Warren pick here. Don't want to do that personally, but this is a tier of his own type tight end. And I'm not in a Parker Washington. I don't want to reach on Brian Thomas. I don't want to take Hendy, but Hendy would just make this team messy. Too messy. Joe Burrow would be. There goes Drake May. That's a fine pick in terms of what I wanted. So, Wally, flashes. Explain when. The end of the year was okay, I suppose. So Joe Burrow at pick 60. He's usually off the board in the early to mid 50s. Oh, there goes Rico Dowdle. That's a gift for us. There goes Luther Burden. We're gonna get Tootin. I can't go Burrow and Warren though. I just can't do it. All right, so Tootin and Warren, I think it is. We're gonna have issues at wide receiver. I don't even want to flex. I can't take Parker Washington. I don't want any of these guys, dude. So we will take the insurance here with Tootin at running back, and we're gonna go with Tyler Warren. It's a weird team, not ideal. I wish I would have taken a receiver. I wish I would have taken Garrett Wilson now instead of Love. I would have had Lamb, Wilson, and Flowers, and I would have had Tootin as my running back too. But hindsight is 2020, and we thought we would have gotten Christian Watson or Roma Dunze or Burden, one of those guys to fall back. That did not happen. Live and learn. That's the thing. When you're at the turn, you're really leaving it up to the fantasy gods and the board. Definitely a little sharper, but it's weird. It's sharper, but there's also a lot of like weird picks, like Cam Scatterbo at the 311. Guys they're going after their guys. Like the Rico Dowdle pick at 5'9", that was wild. That actually, if it wasn't for that, I would have been kind of screwed. I would have had to take Hendy instead of Tootin because I'm just not taking Parker Washington. Not at that price. Carnell Tate, I'm not totally on board with. I love Brian Thomas and Marvin Harris. I'm not going to get them. Who I need is Chris Godwin. That is who I need on this team. Very, very, very bad. We're just going to put all these guys up to Q here. And now if all these dudes are gone, what we can do, we can't take another running back. We can pull up a quarterback, specifically Joe Burrow. We have a tight end already. We can go potentially with, what pick is this going to be? 712. 712 is 84. Pick 84. Seems really nice for Jaden Daniels. So we can pop him in the queue. We have no reason to take a running back. There's no running back we would take. So this is the queue. What do we have? 8 guys in the queue. We'll see how it forms here before we go. Let me adjust this camera for you guys so you can see the board with this next round. There we go. Yeah, the fantasy stuff was okay at times. Week 1 against the Bears, Vicious. What's up, Vicious? That was fine. You know, that was a lot of stuff in the second half, a lot of rushing stuff. But I'm just talking eye test, man. It was not great. Well, he didn't have any numbers at Michigan because they were running the ball with Blake Corum. My boy Blake Corum 34 times a fucking game. Christian Watson in the 5th round in a 14-team league is just I'm so jealous, bro. I'm so jealous. That's amazing. Jealous on my end. I gotta hear Wally's take. If you're still in here, Wally, I know there's a lot of JJ slander on this program. I'm just telling you what I see, man. I have nothing against JJ's a local guy. He literally grew up 40 minutes away from me. What is your Kyler Murray versus JJ take? Like, how do you think it's going to play out? We all know Kyler's starting the year. How do you project it to, go down the stretch? What does Kyler have to do to keep the job? What does JJ have to do to steal the job from him? I think it's in Kyler's hands, right? But it's a nice fallback plan to have JJ. If the season goes awry, he's definitely finishing the season out. Their schedule is rather easy. It's a third place schedule, right? No, it might be a second place schedule. It's not a hard schedule though. It's tough because the division they play in. They have 6 division games against the Bears, Lions, and Packers. That is not good. But I trust Kevin O'Connell, man. That's the thing is I think Kyler keeps his job because I think they're relevant. They won 9 games last year with all the shit that went down. There goes Kyle Pitts. Joe Burrow falls back to, there goes Jaden Daniels. So our queue is getting a little wrecked right now. Stevenson goes really early. That might be a reactionary pick based on the news of Hendy potentially having I don't know if it's a serious injury, but this has to be receiver for me. So essentially right now, Tootin's my flex. I don't love that. Love will be my RB2, and if he's hurt, I'll make sure I get Algier as long as he doesn't get sniped. And then I'll have Algier starting week 1 if there's no Jeremiah Love. I still think, for the record, that Jeremiah Love does start week 1. Cheesehead. Yeah, I'm a Bears fan, but I'm not like a Packers hater, man. I'm not a Brett Favre fan. Brett Favre can fuck him. Big Aaron Rodgers guy here, though. Aaron Rodgers just ate our lunch and destroyed us for years and years and years and years. So I love Aaron Rodgers. I love him as a person. Obviously a top 5 quarterback for me all time. I think there's an argument he's number 3 all time. Can't put him ahead of Peyton. Can't put him ahead of Brady. But the 3 spot is, Joe Montana, John Elway. If you want to throw Drew Brees in there, okay. What's up, Ryan? We have kind of a wonky situation going here, but we'll see. We need people to start taking running backs. The teams next to me, the next 3 teams to pick all have 2 running backs. So they should probably go. There goes Brian Thomas. That was been a great pick for me. I like what this guy's doing. McLaurin, Odunze, Harrison, and Thomas with Bowers, Jacobs, and Taylor. Okay, there goes Dobbins. That's good for us. This has to be a Chris Godwin selection. Keenan Allen's getting pretty steamed up, dude. Jaylen Warren? I don't think so. I mean, they love Jaylen Warren there. I really don't think so. It'd be great for Rico Dowdle. Was there news or something on Warren that I didn't see? Dude, he actually played amazing in that game against the Niners. Like, that first quarter was great by Phillip. There goes Chris Godwin. Jesus, man. All right. This is like panic meter time now. Carnell Tate and DK Metcalf, they're not going to fall back. There goes Dak. Well, Jalen Hurts is the pick here. If he does fall. All right. I hate taking Carnell Tate. At this point, we will take Carnell Tate. Smash, slam dunk. And then I'm debating Justin Herbert. I like Caleb. I actually have Herbert ahead of Caleb in my ranks. I should draft accordingly. But Quentin Johnson sitting here for us. Does he do anything for this team, though? I really want Alec Pierce later. So that's my 3rd receiver. I'm going to take... God damn. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do here. We have Herbert in the queue. Let's take Quentin Johnson. I need some depth at wide receiver. Don't love the pick, but got to take somebody. Maybe the quarterbacks fall back. If not, we already have an elite tight end. We don't need to take another onesie. We're going to queue up a couple of these guys. We've seen Herbert go later in some of these drafts. Take any of these quarterbacks the next pick. We're still open with another running back as well. It needs to have upside. And then Stribling, Michael Wilson. Alec Pierce is the ideal play here. Concepcion as well. Pop him in there. Oh, Carnell Tate as a 3 is a little gross. Let me adjust my camera here. This is probably my least favorite draft I've done so far. I'm just not about this one. There's a lot of wonky picks, but somehow there goes Herbert. Oh, maybe I should have just secured Herbert. You haven't missed a home playoff game? Oh, shit, man. So you're a part owner then, since you're a season ticket holder. Aaron Rodgers, as a Cowboys fan, seeing him find a way to beat us. And then flash that silly grand. Dude, you got to respect Aaron Rodgers. You know you'd have a beer with Aaron Rodgers, bro. That kind of says it all about Anthony Richardson. But let's keep it into context that, like, Richardson still has, like, problems with his eye right now. Like, he can't see. So, you know, if he's not able to play right now, he played in the preseason game, but he probably wasn't healthy last year, and they should have played Richardson for sure. he changed their offense, but like Phillip Rivers over anyone is insane. He's 45 years old. Those are the shots we want to take in early best balls. Diggs, Debo, and Allen before any of them signed. We knew that. I figured at least 2 of the 3 would sign. I thought Keenan wouldn't sign. Is that who he's with? Is that right? Olivia Munn? I never pay attention to Aaron Rodgers' dating history because it's always pretty hush-hush. There was also the rumor or the, conspiracy that Phillip Rivers, he's a borderline Hall of Famer, and the classes where he was running out of time, and he came back to extend that shelf life of the Hall of Fame, his candidacy. So that could have been the case. I know he had ties to the coaching staff there. Fucking Phillip Rivers, man. What a wild situation that was. And this guy takes Concepcion, so nothing is falling here. Nothing is falling. It's a pretty sharp draft. We still have Trevor Lawrence on the board, Alec Pierce, I have Worthy queued up. I'm not pulling any of these quarterbacks up. We're just going to wait at quarterback pretty long. And Mike Washington is an option. So is Tyler Algier. Monungai. Kenneth Gainwell is fine. By the way, there goes Gainwell. There's some Keaton Mitchell injury stuff that came out today that he was already kind of dinged up and he got hurt again. So his week 1 status is definitely in doubt. All right, we got some guys in the queue here. Romeo Doubs in the 9th round. Don't really love that. Maybe that's a reaction and should be the case. He goes higher because there goes Aubrey because the Keyshawn Boutte trade. By the way, those of you that are in the Patreon, in the Discord, I did post my first couple, my first bet. It's the opening game bet. So it is a Patriots player. So if you're in there, go check it out. It's it's in the beating the odds tab. So first bet is in. Those odds are going to change for sure here shortly. So get it in now. There goes Houston's defense. So Trevor Lawrence available. Probably going to pull the trigger on Lawrence. And as much as I want running back, we have 3 running backs. Let's take Trevor Lawrence. We kind of saved this thing a little bit. Lawrence and Alec Pierce. Give us some nice juice for later in the season. I feel like we kind of saved this team a little bit with a solid quarterback. I don't love Lawrence this year, but he's definitely a top 10 guy. With Tyler Warren, and then CeeDee Lamb, Zay Flowers, Carnell Tate, Quentin Johnson, and Alec Pierce. I'm trying to think if I had taken Barkley or Kenneth Walker instead of CeeDee Lamb, I wouldn't have taken Jeremiah Love. It would have been Garrett Wilson and Zay Flowers. And then I could have taken – no, I wouldn't have had a receiver I liked there. So same difference. No big deal. All right, we're going to make this team work. I hated watching Phillip Rivers throw the football, though. It was just the little shot put action. It was annoying as hell. Keaton Mitchell is always hurt, Derek. Good call. He got steamed up there for that stretch in best ball. I mean, partially because people want to stack Chargers, but it was wild. He was going in the 130s. I pulled the trigger a few times on it when I had Justin Herbert, but okay. Yeah, I guess I haven't been paying attention to Aaron Rodgers' love life as much as I should have. Yeah, Rodgers, I'm on record saying I think Rivers is a better quarterback than Eli Manning. Better career. Just the 2 Super Bowls is definitely a big thing, and that is a big thing. But Eli Manning, we looked it up. Remember we had that conversation? Eli Manning's career regular season record is legitimately 500. It is the same amount of wins as losses. And I don't remember who I was talking to or arguing about this. They were saying they want Eli over Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson's like a 72% winning percentage, and Eli's 50%. with the 2 Super Bowls. That's great and all, but Rivers has the name value. You know, he's a Manning, and he has 2 Super Bowls, and he was epic in those runs, those playoff runs. Yeah, you probably put Eli in, but I am one that kind of doesn't. I don't overrate Super Bowls, but like, especially at the quarterback position. But like, dude, those were defensive Super Bowls. He played very well, but they were wild card teams. That defense just was dominant, you know, and. The other, if you take those 2 years away, Eli Manning was like borderline, a little above average, maybe even average. Mentioned this earlier, but tried to get some home leagues. So let's do basically threw a fit saying the format's ass. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flex. That is my format, Blake. So it's best because it's deeper, and you have to be a good player to play in these leagues. Anyone can play in a 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 3 receiver, 1 tight end, no flex league. That's child's play. The deeper the league, the more skill. Now, some people will argue the counter to that is you don't have to worry about, you can just draft like almost best ball, where like there is a strategy of like start sit more so. Like if you don't have a flex, there's more start sit questions. Fuck start sit, man. That shit's fucking hard, man. Like, as a guy that just does this whole show on start sit and stuff like that for the mailbags, you still have start sit questions sometimes with 2 flexes. I don't know. Like, let's just make the draft matter. How does Hubbard go before Brooks here? Did he really go before Brooks here? Where did Brooks go? So, Hubbard at 9-4. No, Brooks went in the 6th round here. Brooks went in the 6th round. Hubbard won the 9th round. It's going to be a 50-50 split, though. As long as Hubbard... I think Hubbard might be back week 1. Yeah, I was just saying that earlier, Mark. The week 3 preseason is actually like an actual exhibition where it's no starters. Stribbling this year's Ibuka. It actually might be a totally this year's Ibuka. Maybe he goes bonkers early on and then struggles at the end of the season, whether that's injuries or whether that's Mike Evans and Kittle, you know, coming back to better health. But that would probably be the answer. And he's starting to go in that range. He went at the 8-8 right now, 8-8. So that's pick 90-ish. That's pretty fair. I think Brett Favre's the one that beat Brett Favre in that game, because Brett Favre beat his own team quite a bit, including the Vikings. If Wally's in here, that was probably a painful that interception across his body, dude. Insane. The Giants D-line when Eli was all-time great. 100% all-time great. That defense was all-time great. That was what I was kind of saying about Eli. Like, not saying Eli was trash. Saying his career record is 500. His touchdown to interception ratio is pretty dog shit. And you could give me a million reasons for why. I don't know. But I'm just looking at numbers and eye tests and stuff. And he was kind of had really high peaks and really low valleys. Derek can't get bet 365. Man, the odds on that bet, don't tell it to people because it's only for our community members. It's like minus 150, minus 145 on other platforms already. All right, let's see what we have here. Anyone left in our queue? Tyler Algier is. Mike Washington did go. So Tyler Algier is going to be the pick here. And Jalen Coker's available. Don't need a tight end. If this guy takes Algier, I'm going to be very salty. Is there a wide receiver we like? Jalen Coker might be a solid pick on this team. Then I'd kind of be done at wide receiver. So let's go Algier and Coker. So we have our insurance for Jeremiah Love. We have another option at wide receiver, which if Ted always ever goes down, we're going to love Jalen Coker as a weekly starter. So it's okay. It's an okay start now. We have Lamb, Flowers, Tate, Quentin Johnson, Alec Pierce, and Coker. See, people that love Carnell Tate are going to love this team. I don't like Carnell Tate very much. That's why I have some issues with the team. We have James Cook, Love, and Tootin at running back with Algier now. So this team is hinging on Bashal Tootin taking a leap and kind of being the guy there, or at least like a 60% of the guy, and then Carnell Tate being a reliable option. But I kind of backed it up with Quentin Johnson, who is a tough start, but in certain matchups, like he is as good of a bet as anyone to score a touchdown. And then Alec Pierce. So our receivers are really strong now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm probably done at receiver on this team. Maybe I could take a shot on someone in the last round, one of the last couple rounds, 18-round draft. But I feel pretty good about the back-end receivers. Again, this pick right here, Carnell Tate, I would have loved to have DK Metcalf here. I really wanted Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin would have been as you notice my shirts, it's Big Lebowski. Chris Godwin would have tied this wide receiver room together perfectly because I love his early season prospects, and that's what I needed for my wide receiver 3. But things don't always fall the way we want it to. Would you trade Pickens for Neighbors straight up in Dynasty? I want Neighbors all day over Pickens, dude. Like we did our startup in May, and Neighbors. This is before the concerning news, but now it's not concerning because I think he's going to play. He shed his contact jersey today. Neighbors went 8th overall, and Pickens went at the 2-3 turn. So the issue with Pickens is uncertainty, and I know there's issues with Neighbors' health, and also the Jackson Dart question about can he stay healthy? How effective will he be as a passer? You never really see them play together. And Malik Neighbors is like 22 years old. So George Pickens is definitely older. We don't know where he's going to play next year. We don't know how if his head's screwed on straight. So it is Neighbors for me all day long. I mean, Neighbors goes right next to Pickens right now in redraft, and that's with all the question marks, and it's kind of a riskier pick. Where George Pickens should not be risky this year in theory because he's playing for a contract. You know you're going to get the best version of Pickens. We don't know what that actually is because last year we did see the best version of Pickens, but it's Hey, thank you, Blake. Bathtub guy. Rob, how do I feel about Deshaun Watson officially being named the starter? How do I feel? Here we go.
Oh, that would be awesome. Thank you.
So
because,
good.
We're worried about that. That would be great. Plus, you scratch our backs, we'll scratch yours.
Well, Jules, the funny thing about my back is that it's located on my cock.
That's not really how I feel. It's just a great clip. So it's fine. I like it better for the weapons, especially the running game, to kind of maybe potentially take some of those guys away from the box. I'm a big Judkins guy. It's okay. I don't know, man. It's still it's still Deshaun Watson, and he did not look great. And check your DM. I got you, brother. I always have time for you, Derek. You got to split it up, Derek, but no rush on that, man. Like I said, I'll deal with the people that are mad, upset about people not paying. You're going to pay. I know you're going to pay. Everyone knows you're going to pay. You're an OG of OGs, so you ain't going nowhere. As a Neighbors owner, I almost would rather have Jameis starting. Oh, well, Jameis Winston's the kingmaker of wide receivers of all time, so we would definitely want Jameis starting. It's just not going to happen. You'll probably see 2 or 3 games of Jameis this year because Jackson Dart doesn't know how to slide. There goes Alvin Kamara. Let me change up the tune. Did you hear the poison pill clause or something they have? There's the reason they haven't cut him is he's in the books for like $80 million or something. It's an $80 million hit, whatever it is. Like Tua was $54 million. Just thinking about the trade they made, 3 firsts, a second, plus a fully guaranteed contract for an injured Deshaun Watson who had personal issues and suspension. Dude. Brown's gonna Brown, man. That is some of the craziest shit. Like that trade is an all-time. I go back to the Luka trade for Anthony Davis. That one is really head-scratching, and I would give the Browns a little bit of a pass just based on the fact that they've been starved for a franchise quarterback for so long. But this is the guy you choose to be your franchise quarterback. For a million reasons, just no. He was already declining. How real was the Deshaun Watson experience? And he was pretty good, man. He was great for fantasy. The highlights, go back to that playoff game, that wild card game against the Chiefs. his third year in the league, and they were up like 21-3 against Chiefs. They ended up losing that game. But Watson was solid, man. It's just he was also a mobile quarterback. Like, mobile quarterbacks don't age well. They had Baker Mayfield. Like, just that made it the all-time worst trade because they gave away Baker for nothing, who literally won a playoff game for Cleveland, which nobody's done that before in a long time. So Brown's going to Brown, man. What do we want? Oh, my God. We have Mahomes on the board here. And who is our quarterback's Trevor Lawrence. So we like that. Tight end. We can't take Mark Andrews because of the bye situation. This is probably the play here. Ray Davis and Patty Mahomes. So we have both the backups. We're going pretty safe on this team here. Let's do it. Let's take Patty Mahomes. Really, really late. Really late for Mahomes. And then we're going to take Ray Davis. Not a typical team I draft. Usually I take other people's handcuffs, but in this situation, you know, at least I know I have a lot of security at running back with both my guys handcuffed. And I don't handcuff any of my, like, in general. It has to be a certain case. I'm not taking Ollie Gordon if I have Devin A-Chain. But Tyler Algier is a must-have with Love, especially early season. And then with the Ty Johnson injury, Ray Davis is gonna smash, dude. He wouldn't be James Cook, but he might be Breece Hall, right? Like those numbers if there's an injury to James Cook. So really safe in this team. We have Lawrence and Patrick Mahomes, elite tight ends. The wide receivers are the biggest issue right now. We do have a lot of them, but not a lot of great ones. See how it ends. You can actually add something else to that, Hetzer. One of the worst run organizations in sports. I think in sports needs to be in the, because they're definitely the worst run organization in football. I mean, the Cardinals have a chance to be up there. The Jets have a chance to be up there. But the Browns, if you're a Browns fan, man, I feel bad for you. Yeah, dude, but the Bears have been they won a Super Bowl in '85. They went to a Super Bowl in 2006. They went to an NFC Championship game with Jay Cutler. They went to an NFC Championship game with, I don't know, the Jim Miller team. Maybe it wasn't the NFC Championship game, but they went to like a divisional game. They've been actually pretty decent. Now, the Mitch Trubisky thing was crazy, but you could say the same thing about the Niners. Like the Niners, the Trey Lance trade was actually worse. I actually think the Trey Lance trade might have been worse than the Trubisky trade up. They were both all-time epic failed. Not going to argue that. And we were a pretty rough organization. We're cheap. I mean, you can go down the list with them possibly moving to fucking Indiana when we just won't pay for a stadium. But it's nowhere near like the Browns. Dude, Deshaun Watson is so much worse than like. At least I'm gonna give the teams the benefit of the doubt of like trying to draft a young quarterback, like the uncertainty, the unknown. That was the wrong decision. Typically, we also had the Justin Fields debacle, but we knew the Deshaun Watson thing had so many red flags, like so many red flags. White flags, actually, because there was something on those flags. That was what he used with the masseuse. It was just an all-time disaster. And, like, they had Baker. And I get that Baker... Like, the reason that's wild is that Baker is, like, literally he's, like, the fan favorite. And also, his teammates love him. Everyone that plays with Baker Mayfield... You know, you saw that with Sean McVay talking about him when he was in his time there with LA for even, like, what was it, 6 games? Dude, that's when he had the helmet off headbutt. Everyone loves Baker, and that is a fan favorite, a teammate favorite, and they literally chose to go the opposite direction with Deshaun Watson, who, by the way, did win NFL Player of the Year in the past, which is just a whole separate great conversation. All right. Cool. Got 3 subs in this video. Shout out to the people that subbed. Let me know who you are. And give me a thumbs up, and I'll give you a shout-out, man. We're going to do team reviews after this. Well, we'll see how long you have him. You see how long you have him because you aren't paying him right now. He should be $1, though. We will do team reviews after this. And then potentially do some underdog drafts. We do need to meet... we only have 12 likes in this video. That is insane, guys. Like the video. Show your boy some support. So if we get a new Patreon sign up in this draft, or we meet the Super Chat goal, we're doing some underdog drafts. We'll make it 2 underdog drafts if we hit it. I see the Bears thing. Yeah, dude, it's fair. I mean, the Vikings have never been to the Super Bowl, right? So, like, you know, and the Lions haven't won a Super Bowl. Oh, shit. Brian Robinson's there. That's a for sure smash pick. And then we need a tight end here. It might be Chigakonkwo here. It's definitely Brian Robinson. And this is a tough pick here. This is a tough pick. So do I take Omar Cooper? I don't want Omar Cooper. I should probably just take a tight end. And actually, let's make it Bretton Strange. Let's get some stability here with Bretton Strange. I take a lot of Bretton Strange. %, man. It was, you know, the fans were upset with him, but if you actually realize what happened with Baker, the same thing that happened last year with Baker. Baker had a torn labrum the year, so he won the playoff game against the Steelers, dominated that year, and then tears his labrum like week 2, and then plays through the injury because that's who Baker Mayfield is, and sucks. And also he sucks because the team sucked, and they just like scapegoated him when it's like, the organization sucks. Just because they got cocky, they won a playoff game. They're like, we're a good organization. They had an elite defense. So that was 4 Super Bowls. Okay. It's the Lions have never been to Super Bowl. I got that mixed up. The Vikings are a good organization, though. Like, just because they haven't won one, they are a very good organization historically. Always relevant. The Lions they were the laughingstock of the North for a long time, and this is their best chance. You know, they had a couple decent teams in the early 90s with like Jim Kramer, I think, and then one chance with Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson. You know, I think Barry Sanders played in one playoff game. Like, this is it for them, and this window is kind of closing for Dan Campbell and the Lions because Jared Goff's 33, and you know he's a guy that's going to age relatively well because he's already pretty much a statue back there. But if he starts losing arm strength, it's over for Jared Goff. He doesn't have a lot of arm strength to lose. And, you know, this roster, this defense is a mess there for the Lions. The Lions had their chance. It was that game against the Niners when Dan Campbell went for like 7 4th downs. So it went 2 of 7 or something like that. That was their best team. And then obviously losing by 20 points to the fucking rookie Jaden Daniels led Washington Commanders. They were the first seed that year. So they've had their chances. We'll see. I'm still not like writing off the Lions this year. Jay's a Lions fan, so he knows the pain, man. He knows the pain. That is not a ringing endorsement for Kyler Murray, Wally. It is a hard system, which is weird, though, because you remember the Josh Dobbs stuff? Josh Dobbs is also the pastronaut. He's a genius. But, like, Nick Mullins, like, you have these backups that always thrive when they get put in games with Kevin O'Connell. But if it's such a hard system and Kyler Murray is there, like, he's had the whole offseason, I guess, not great for Kyler Murray. Maybe Kevin O'Connell's going to dumb it down a little bit or, you know, kind of sway the system a little bit more towards Kyler Murray's skill sets. That's what's going to have to happen. So bad, dude. So bad, Hetzer. Yeah, the Lions have been just, you know, the injury bug has hit their defense a lot. And Hutchinson getting hurt 2 years ago was really rough for them. No, I don't think Branch is back right away. He'll be back like maybe week 6. So what do we need in this team? Gross. We'll let everyone take their kicker, take their defense. I will just take 2 handcuff running backs, potential handcuffs in Jaden Blue and then Samaje Perine. And we'll call it a day. And maybe, we're going to drop them before the season starts. Maybe something happens to Chase Brown. I'm not trying to wish that on Chase Brown, just saying. Or maybe something happens to Javonte Williams, and we're just going to scoop in there and get the value. That's how we play, boys. I'm not giving up on him either, man. I think there's a real shot for him. I don't know. I think the upside might not be what we thought it was coming out, but as starting quarterback in the league, he definitely has the talent for that. I just don't know if he's a franchise quarterback, which, we had people questioning Caleb Williams' ability to be a franchise quarterback last year. So people are going to question it. And there it is. We will check out these teams after the draft is over. If I'm the Vikings, no way am I trading J.J. McCarthy. You're going to get a fucking bag of balls for him, man. You're going to get like a 6th-round pick or a 5th round. I mean, maybe not that. They were talking about Richardson for a 6th-round pick, but no one pulled the trigger on that. So probably like a 4th rounder for J.J. McCarthy. That's not worth it to me. If they have any hope for McCarthy, there's no way you take a 4th rounder. If someone offers like a 3rd or a 2nd, probably do that. But the problem with that situation is Kyler Murray is in a 1-year deal, and if he balls out this year, he's going to want a bag of money. Do you really want to pay Kyler Murray to a contract? I don't want to pay Kyler Murray. I would not want to give him that full, fully guaranteed or a big bag of guaranteed money with $50 million a year. Fuck that, man. I love Kyler, but not a guy I want to have as my franchise quarterback going forward. I think there's a lot of questions still. I think this year he'll be on his best behavior in terms of being a teammate and being a pro and putting the work in off the field. But when he gets that money, does he revert back to the old Kyler Murray? And that is the biggest concern. Love the Lions schedule, Hetzer. Love the schedule for the Lions, man. All right. Draft is winding down. We'll do reverse draft grades. We'll start on my team at the 12, and we'll go all the way left here. Yeah, Wentz was actually playing pretty well, as all quarterbacks do. That was my concern with J.J. McCarthy. It was every quarterback plays well with Kevin O'Connell. And then he fucked his shoulder up. And that game that they ran him out there for before J.J. was healthy, dude, every hit, he was like, he almost cried. He was like crying. But Carson Wentz is a warrior, man. Yeah, man. I mean, the Sam Darnold thing was right there, but that's the thing is you had your first-round quarterback. You had to play JJ. You had to go forward with JJ. I just got offered Puka and Shakir for Tet and Ibuka. How deep's the league, Timmy? So if it's a shallow league, I probably want Puka and Shakir. I want the best player. If it's a 10-teamer with no flex spots, give me the better player. If it's a league like this, a 12-teamer with a flex spot, I want Tet and Ibuka. I don't want to give up the depth. Shakir's fine, but you're losing out on 12-man. I have JSN already. How many receivers? Just 3 receivers? Is there a flex? If there's no flex, then I would debate doing it because you could have Puka and JSN. But if there's a flex, JSN, Tet, and Ibuka is pretty sexy, man. 2 and a flex, so it's actually only 3. Dude, I think you do it, Timmy. What do you guys think in the chat? If it's a shallow league with only 2 receivers in a flex spot, you have JSN, you have Tat and Ibuka is in your flex. Is that right? If that's the case, man, I would probably do it. Let's get to this, to finish this question here with Timmy, and then we're going to get to draft review. Again, this is a Fantrax Public League, 12-team, 3 receivers and a flex, full PPR. It might be a little rough early in the year. You could just start Shakir. I think you do it, man. If it was the 3 receivers in a flex, I'd say no, because you don't want to have 2 bums in the flex, right? Or a bum in the 3rd receiver spot in a flex. But I mean, I love Tat and Ibuka. I do, but having Puka and JSN, you don't need much from that 3rd spot. You don't need much from your flex. I'm doing that trade, man. Like I said, that's why on this channel, we don't just say yes or no, because there's so many details that go into the trade. Like, I need to know details, right? The more information we know, the more accurate it can be on my takes. So that is elite stuff to get that. And you just got to make sure, you have Alec Pierce too. It might be a little rough early in the year, but you're gonna pay off. Like, if you make the playoffs, you have those 2. If you have Alec Pierce come back, and you know what, you can also make another corresponding move. Maybe try to trade Shakir and Chuba. Try to trade Shakir and somebody else to upgrade that spot. You can always do that as well. Yeah, man. All right. Draft grades. We're going to start with my team. Again, this is probably my least favorite team I've drafted so far. Let's see what we think here. We have James Cook, Jeremiah Love, and Bayshell Tootin. At the flex, we have CeeDee Lamb and Zay Flowers. I like this top 5. Tyler Warren, elite tight end, as long as he's coming back this year. I think he's healthy week 1. Carnell Tate was very good value. I don't like Carnell Tate. That's why I'm a little sour on this team. If you're a Carnell Tate fan, I bet you love this team. Quentin Johnson for some security there. Trevor Lawrence and Alec Pierce. And Alec Pierce is the key to this team, because I could see a world where he's actually my wide receiver 3. When he's healthy, and then I kind of just have a rotating wide receiver 3 or flex. It gives me some security also with Bayshell Tootin if he's not really the guy. I have some confidence in Tootin. We broke this down about a month ago on the show, was that ETN was a top 10 running back last year. And he actually only had 64% of the opportunity share of that backfield. Now, I don't think Tootin gets that much run. I don't think he has 64%. I think he has 56%, 55%. That should be enough to make him a top 20 running back with his skill set. And that's all we need with him as a flex. Again, I want to flex a wide receiver, but with Jeremiah Love, I kind of needed another running back. I didn't want to go with, and also, like, if Luther Burden was there, I would have taken Luther Burden. But in this situation, give me the depth at running back. We also have Algier to match up with Jeremiah Love. We have Ray Davis to match up with James Cook. So I have a lot of stability with my top 2 running backs. And just for upside for the flex, we have Brian Robinson, and then we just took the last 2 bums here instead of taking a kicker in defense because it's too early for that shit. The rest of the team is, like I mentioned, CeeDee Lamb, Zay Flowers, Tate Johnson, Pierce, and Jalen Coker. I think Jalen Coker is a sneaky pick there. And then Trevor Lawrence and Patrick Mahomes. We got Patrick Mahomes super fucking late. So don't hate that. It's just not a great team. What do you guys have for a grade? I don't want to grade my own teams. We're doing letter grades A through F on this one. Again, if you're a Carnell Tate fan and you believe in Carnell Tate, then this team is probably going to smash. I am not a believer in Tate. I have him at like wide receiver 30, so I'm not like way off. I think he's consensus wide receiver 26. It's an okay team. Well, we just took Carnell Tate as well, and in the draft we did earlier with Erica and Jonathan, and we got him at, I think, the 7.5, and we were pretty happy with that. We felt like that was value. So if Tate's going to fall to this range, I'm going to scoop him up. No, I am not high on Trevor Lawrence at all. I got him in the 9th round here. I did take him in one of our slow drafts. I'm much more of a Herbert guy, but I am at consensus on Trevor Lawrence. I can look at where I have him in my ranks. I kind of have him in the same bucket as a lot of the guys that are in that range. So I'm going to go to the ranks real quick, and I'm curious where I have him. Because I don't just draft I'm not like a slave to my ranks. So I have Trevor Lawrence actually in that tier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have Trevor Lawrence as my quarterback 10. So the tier I have is Herbert starting the tier. Herbert's quarterback 6. Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams, Dak Prescott, and Trevor Lawrence. I actually have Trevor Lawrence behind Dak. So that is for Fantrax, though, because they do benefit passing yards. Maybe I took him in 2. This is the first time I've taken him on one of these. I'm fair with Trevor Lawrence. It's really about which quarterback falls. And Dak was already gone in the 7th round. Hurts was gone in the 10th. Caleb was gone in the 8th. Herbert was gone in the 8th and 8th for Herbert and Caleb Williams. So 7th round for Hurts, 7th round for Dak. At that point, I'm definitely taking Trevor Lawrence here. But I would take all 4 of these guys ahead of Trevor Lawrence. They're all in the same tier. It's just give me the value on Trevor Lawrence. Derek says C+ to B-. That is the worst grade I've gotten on one of these teams, and it's justified, man. It's just got a little bit of a wonky feel to it. Again, I'm not a Carnell Tate fan, and relying on Carnell Tate and Bashal Tutin seems a little gross. But, all things considered, I think the onesies are actually pretty decent with Lawrence and Tyler Warren. So I do have that going for me. The running backs are pretty strong. It's just having Love and Tutin and Carnell Tate in this team. It's not as stable as I would have wanted it to be. I probably should have taken Garrett Wilson instead of Jeremiah Love. And then I would have just been relying on Bashal Tutin, but I wouldn't have a flex problem. But we'll see how the other teams look. D-Money. You have an unstacked T-Law in best ball. Yeah, I don't stack in best ball in the way we're doing it because this is not a tournament. So I only stack in tournaments in best ball. I will take a stack if I can get it, but I know this is weekly matchups, but so the unstacked thing doesn't matter to me. And yes, I do have them. Okay, so I have them in Superflex. All right. So I didn't take them before Dak, did I? Maybe I did. Did I take him before? I didn't take him before Herbert. Herbert definitely went way earlier. Yeah. Owner got arrested. It's kind of a similar thing to Robert Kraft. It was a Robert Kraft arrest.
I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said, Derek. I don't think it's an awful team, but it is my least favorite. And there's just some holes you can poke through it. If I was looking at this team, I would probably be there's a couple of picks I didn't love. But we'll see how it grades out compared to the other teams. So I think B- is pretty fair grade. If we want to go C+, that's cool too. D-Money with A-Chain, Barkley, and Cam Scatterbo. Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, DK Metcalf. That's an okay trio of receivers, but dude, this is this is old, bro. Adams and Mike Evans. I don't know. Get some young juice in there. He takes Henderson as his running back 4. You can only start 3. If you had Jeremiah Love, maybe because you have some question marks with Love early season, but you're never starting Travion Henderson, so that should have been a wide receiver. He could have taken Harrison. He could have taken Parker Washington in this spot. That's a weird pick. DK, you got Laporte as a tight end. Houston's defense, which is just way too early as always. He takes Travis Kelce after Laporta, which is, again, if you're going to take Laporta, don't be scared of the injury. Take Dallas Goedert late. Don't take Kelce. That's a weird pick. Matt Stafford, good value there. The bench is a little wonky. Cam Little, great pick. Jalen Wright at 13-11. This is so he has A-Chain. This is why you don't want to handcuff your running back when you don't know the handcuff. And I don't know if it is Jalen Wright. I think it might be Ollie Gordon. Either way, he took Jalen Wright ahead of Ray Davis and Brian Robinson. Don't ever do that. That is wonky. You like Bo Nix. Storey loves Bo Nix, Andre. I am pretty much at, let's see, I have Bo Nix as my quarterback. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Quarterback 15 for Bo Nix for me. It's pretty much right at value. The Warren, the Waddle thing's nice. Maybe I'm too low on Bo Nix. How many redrafts? I played 36 last year. We won 11 only, which I guess is not say only. I say only because I made the playoffs in 32 of 36 leagues. And to only win 11, luckily I had a pretty good finals. I was in 16 championships and I won 11-5. Maybe it was 17 championships, 11-6 in the finals, which is pretty good. But advancing 32 teams into the playoffs, I expected like 14 or 13 titles there. I also hit on a million players, right? We hit on Michael Wilson and Parker Washington in terms of waiver wire guys. We hit on Javonte Williams. We hit on Chris Olave, George Pickens, Tucker Kraft for when he was healthy. We hit on a lot of guys. That is why we had all that advancement. But 11, I'm not going to ever sniff out. That is essentially a 30% win rate, which is everyone has an 8%. It's in these leagues, they're all 12 teamers. 8% is average. But I had a hell of a year last year, and I was a little disappointed with the number of championships. But, a lot of thirds, a lot of seconds, 11 ships. Can't complain. Not one of my better years, but definitely an above average year for sure. I didn't double my money. That was the thing. I almost doubled my money. It was like I got 195% of my money back, so almost double. I've had a couple years where I tripled up. In like maybe 4 or 5 years, I've doubled up. All right. D-Money. So we're looking at this team. I don't love the build. This is worse than mine, in my opinion. I love the top 3 running backs, but this receiver room, man, is old and just not great. Laporta, like my onesies are Warren and Lawrence. He has Laporta and Stafford. I guess that's pretty comparable, but the question mark there with Laporta. Give me my onesies. His running backs are definitely better. His receivers are an issue, though. Like, no news on Genti yet, Hetzer. They said he didn't practice today, which the fact they reported that he didn't practice, like it's like they maybe thought he could have, is pretty nice. We took him earlier today. He went to the 211 here. Earlier today, we took him at the 208. We paired him with Jamar Chase. We got Chase at 5. So D-Money, I'm going to give a C grade. I'm going to give D-Money a C. I think I'm going to go with B- on my squad. It's really right between B- and C+ for my team. We're going to go C for D-Money. Well, Jay, yeah, 8% is your standard. If you're playing 12-man leagues, 8% is you should have an 8% chance to win. Everyone has an 8% chance to win all of these leagues because there's 12 teams. 10%, if you're right around 10%, that means you're a pretty good fantasy player. What do you guys have a grade for D-Money? I'm going C. Like I said, the wide receivers are just questionable. Like literally his fourth receiver, I got to go worse. His fourth receiver is Malik Washington, then he has Mooney and Kupp. So maybe it's worse than that. C. I'm going to go C-. I'm changing it to C-. As much as I love these running backs, this is a wonky. This team will be okay because these running backs could just smash. And he has a lot of insurance with Hendy. I like what he did here. He didn't take another running back until Jalen Wright, and he took both. He took both Jalen Wright and Ollie Gordon. Okay, I would have taken Tank Bigsby. If you're gonna take a handcuff of your running backs, Tank Bigsby. Take Najee Harris. I don't know. You already have Hendy, so you have your insurance there. Yeah, C- to D+. I'm gonna go. I can't go that low because I like some of the players. The start was nice. This one, Gammed, whatever. 10th pick here. We have Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice, Luther Burden as receivers, Kenneth Walker, Etienne, and Jadarian Price. So Price is his flex. With Jalen Hurts, nice value on Hurts. Jaden Reed and Addison, that's a nice little 2-receiver run there for him with the receivers he had. Kincaid in the 10th, so his onesies are Hurts and Kincaid. And then all the handcuffs, man. Woody Marks, Tank Bigsby, Dylan Sampson, Emmett Johnson. Kind of about that. Adonai Mitchell and Travis Hunter with Dicker and the Chargers. It's a pretty decent team. The top 3 receivers are good, but you have injury questions with both Rashee Rice right now, or in terms of how out of shape he is. And then Luther Burden, we still don't have news on. But Jaden Reed and Addison are nice. I like this team, man. This is a pretty balanced team. I'm going to go B- on this squad. I like Kincaid. And then Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts. He's going to do quarterback 7 this year, quarterback 6. I'll go B- in this team. I think it's pretty comparable to mine. You might say it actually has some more floor. But, the receivers are pretty deep. It's a really good team. I should probably grade this team better. Maybe solid B. I don't like the Price pick. It's like, why did you take Price when you could have taken Marvin Harrison? I don't know. I guess that's why I did it. Thank you, Dakota. So we'll go B- in this team. Grateful Cardin. We have St. Brown, Pat McMillan, and Garrett Wilson at receiver. Hampton, Rico Dowdle, Jalen Warren. So both really early on Rico, both Steelers running backs. Dak at the 7-9. Ferguson that's really early for Ferguson. He took Ferguson right after Laporta went and took him ahead of Kittle. Don't quite get that one. So running back questions for sure. You're going to start the wrong guy most weeks, and that's not great. But the top 3 receivers are dope. Hampton with the Keaton Mitchell news might have to move up a little bit for me. And then Downs, Debo, Jennings with Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones has no business being on this team. I don't know. Maybe for a bye week replacement. He'll be injured by the time the Steelers have their bye, though, is the issue. Love is his backup quarterback. He's got Vidal for the backup there for Hampton. This is an okay team. I love the receivers, obviously. I love the receivers. Well, maybe the best team yet, but there's probably better teams than mine. There has to be. This was my least favorite team I've drafted. I think we settled on B- for this team for me. If you want to say B, I think I can get on board with that, but there's definitely some questions. I just don't like Carnell Tate, and that's my issue. And I don't really love Tootin. So this team, the St. Brown team, I want to go C+, just because the running back situation, it is gross. Like, Aaron Jones is your 4, and then Vidal and Helani. So you don't have a lot of upside. He doesn't have a lot of upside at running back on the bench. He's going to have a Steelers running back. His best bet is if one of the Steelers guys goes down. Then he has like a top 15 back every week. Other than that, he has 2 fringe guys. So C+, dude, is probably pretty fair because I love this start. This start was great. He took Rico Dowdle. Like, this should have been Tootin. If this is Tootin on this team, then take Warren. Then you have Tootin and Warren. Or Stevenson. He could have gone Tootin and Stevenson. That's a great pairing. And then now this team is like a B+. So I got to ding the Dowdle 5 rounds early, 4 rounds early, 3 rounds early, whatever it is. It's early. It's the bottom line. C+. Kraken stacking. We got Kraken stacking up here. Chase Brown and 8s. It's aggressive. Chase Brown ahead of St. Brown is just not doing that personally. Give me 1 second. I'm going to check the poll here real quick. We have the winner of the poll is Dallas Goedert, Kincaid, and then Mark Andrews. I'm giving the video another like. There's only 15 likes in here. We have Chase Brown and DeAndre Swift at running back, A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith at receiver. Drake May at the 5th round seems a little early. And then Parker Washington, I don't love that, but I love the Chris Godwin pick as his 4. So that's his starting lineup. Parker as a 3 and Godwin as a 4 with Chase Brown and Swift. Blake Corum, Brandon Aubrey at the 9-8. Kind of weird. Matthew Golden's his 5th receiver. I don't hate that. Tyrone Tracy with the news. Like, Tracy over Algier, bro? Really? Tracy over Woody Marks? Tracy over Bigsby? No thank you there. Jacksonville's defense, way early. Like, any defense is early. Jacksonville lost Devin Lloyd. The 3 games Devin Lloyd did not play last year, they gave up 100 points. That's fact. And last time I checked, Devin Lloyd's not on the team anymore. So this is kind of a shootout team. I don't like the Jacksonville defense this year. Definitely don't like Jacksonville's defense in the 12th round. I can stream defense and get the same points, if not better points, than the Jacksonville defense. Tank Dell seems really early in the 13th round. His tight end, he waited at tight end. He has Juwan Johnson, Hunter Henry. Jared Goff is his backup quarterback to Drake May. That's pretty nice. And then Henry and Johnson. So, man, I don't love this team. It's all right. Blake Corum is your 3. It's very light at running back. Whoa. He has 4 running backs. He has 4. And Tyrone Tracy might get his ass cut. If that's the case, he has 3 running backs. I do like the 3 running backs. I took P. Ryan in the last round, and I'm probably going to drop him because I don't have a kicker in defense. Why didn't he take P. Ryan? He could have taken Monungai at pretty good value. Where's Monungai at? 10, 12. He could have taken Monungai instead of Matthew Golden. The Brandon Aubrey pick. This needs to be a running back, my dude. Like, getting all cute and shit. This is a C-, dude. I love the start. The start's really nice. C- for this team. What do you guys have for a grade for this team? It's just... these benches are just wacky. Devin Lloyd's on the Panthers. He should have been on the Bears. The Bears chose to pay Devin Bush like $3 million less a year to not get Devin Lloyd. Confusing. C- from Hetzer. That's fair. Soft Hands. Soft Hands is up, and we have a clip for Soft Hands.
Your hands are what makes it possible. Your shoulder pads are hard and stiff. Your hands are tender, and they can move and caress the ball. that's kind of gay, but hey.
Soft Hands. I think I like this team at first glance here. JSN London, Pickens at Buka. Pickens at the 307. I'm on board for that. Ibuka, if this toe injury is not major, as your flex. Bucky and Stevenson, lovely stuff. Bannon and Herbert. Krosky, Rashad White, Chris Rodriguez, Keaton Mitchell with Najee Harris. He waited a kicker in defense, which is I'm always going to like. Keyshawn Boutte and Flournoy, some upside receivers here. This is a well-built team. This is a really good team. The only issue is running back 2, I guess, but he has essentially the starting running back of the Patriots by all accounts. And this receiver room is going to fucking smash, man. So, and he's got, guys I like. They're not elite onesies, but they're not like he didn't punt each position. This is an A-. This is a better team than mine. For sure, a better team than mine. This is a very good team. This is how you want to play fantasy. And this team, if these things work out, this team's going to be really hard to beat in PPR. Very, very hard to beat in PPR. So I like that team. Love Storey. He was tripping about the P. Ryan versus Chase Brown. Yeah, bro. He was overreacting to a preseason game. And it wasn't just a preseason game. It's what we saw last year. I kind of get where he's coming from. But, like, the fact that he swung his ranks so much based on the production, what we saw in the preseason game, which doesn't actually – I liked it because it's like that means they love Chase Brown. Chase Brown's in a contract year. They already talked about potentially they're not going to pay Chase Brown. They might franchise tag him next year. Why would they not run Chase Brown on the ground? I mean, P. Ryan's going to have a role, but how many running backs don't have a split backfield, right? Or somewhat of a split backfield. It's like he loves Kyron Williams, but he has Kyron Williams ranked ahead of Chase Brown. Sorry, I love Storey. I don't agree with that at all. So Storey knows ball. Don't agree with that take at all. This is a B+ or an A-. This is the best team so far. We're on to the Puka team now. It's called Poke with a finger. Poke. We have Puka and Chris Olave, which brought up Chris Olave a decent amount. Here, I'm gonna play a clip and make my pick, since I'm getting hounded by you guys. I got you. Well, we'll see if it's an easy pick to make. I'm gonna do it. So let me get this on here. I'm playing a clip. I'll be back in 20 seconds.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. That is a great idea.
Those are the only kind I have.
I can hear my hair growing. You want some soup?
Smash spot pick. Thank you for letting me know. Christian Watson, this is super flex in a 10-man league, but the 807, 8-7 for Christian Watson. Yeah, no way he made it back to me. That is lovely stuff. We're very happy about this team. Very happy. Also, you guys should be happy as well, because if you got the memo, I told you guys in the redrafts, including the best ball, we're doing the $50 best ball. If I win, if I get second and third, it doesn't count because I'm not getting that much money. If I win any of those leagues, I'm putting 10% of my winnings back in the league. So if it's one of them is $700 first place, I'm putting $70 back in the league next year. And if you play next year, whoever's in the league this year, whoever plays next year, I'm going to do a wheel turn to give somebody essentially $70 towards their entry fee. So that one right there, I got $70 there. So you guys got $70. I'm half kidding, but figure that's a good way. If I don't want to I'm not trying to sound cocky. I'm just saying I don't want to run the table or win one league and people be like, God damn it, I played against Rob and he won, he took my money. Well, I'm going to give it back to you guys. At least $70 back. I can't give like 50% back because I need to eat. Underdog has flocked to win a $500 draft every day until the season starts. It's pretty nice. I want someone to fund me. Can someone fund me? I want to do a GoFundMe for my best ball. It's essentially a 50-50 split in LA the last end of the year. Exactly. And my ranks actually portray that. I have I think running back 18 for Kyron and running back 32 for Blake Corum, which is it's still Kyron's job. Kyron's going to get 60% of the work. Blake Corum's getting 40% of the work. P. Ryan's getting 22% of the work. So I'm not too worried about the P. Ryan situation. All right. Puka team. Puka, Chris Olave, Jalen Waddle. Nice value on Colson Loveland. I've seen Colson Loveland go at the 3-4 turn. Usually he goes around the 4-7, the 4-6. This is super nice value for Colson Loveland. Breece Hall, Brooks, and Dobbins. He brought Dobbins way up. It makes sense because he needs some early season production there from running back. But, and then he takes Caleb. And then he goes on a receiver run, which he needed to do because he only had 3. Dubs, Myers, Shaheed, Boston, and Cyrus Allen with Coleman. So his running back room is so thin, bro. What the hell? He's got Breece Hall, who has a groin injury right now, who I don't hate, but Breece Hall, Brooks, who's had 12 carries, 12 touches in the NFL. Dobbins, who can't ever stay healthy. This is the all-injury team, bro. All-injury team. Brooks, Dobbins, Breece Hall, and Jonah Coleman, who, if Dobbins goes down, it's probably RJ Harvey 60% of the time. So this is... I do stream all my best ball drafts for Shante, and I have to figure that out next year with how that works. I'll talk to some of the dudes that do that, and we'll get that going. But yeah, this team with Breece Hall, Brooks, Dobbins, Jonah Coleman, it is quite gross.
Look at this. This is Laurence Olivier and Othello, and this is James Earl Jones. Now look at how close they look.
Look at that. James Earl Jones doing a great blackface.
James Earl Jones has a black face. He's a black man.
He's not black.
Of course he's black.
He was Darth Vader.
Darth Vader was black? No, see, okay, there we go.
Darth Vader was not black. They took the mask off. He was white.
RB, are you saying RBs here? WBs? Anyways, we have... This team is rough, man. This running back room is... Oh, quarterbacks? Because there's so many good quarterbacks. They should always go late. Quarterbacks should always go late. I never pull them up. So this team running back room is fucked. And the fact that he went all these receivers when he had Puka, Olave, and Waddle, you have 3 studs. And I know there's injury questions a little bit with some of these receivers, but like take Dubs and Myers, take Dubs and Shaheed and be done with it. And take some shots. Take Chris Rodriguez. Take Woody Marks. Take Tyler Algier. He needed those guys in this team. This is a D, bro. This is a D. Like, this might be a D-. This team might be cooked by week 5. Like, Breece Hall, okay. Awesome. RB1 on his team. Cool. Colston Loveland's a hell of a value. Caleb and Colston Loveland, good onesies, but he's relying on Brooks, or he's starting Dobbins week 1. I don't want to play that game. And who's his flex? His flex is Romeo Doubs or Dobbins. Awful team. This is a D-. This sucks. Speed holes. JT and Jacobs with Bowers at the start. McLaurin, Adunze, Harris, and Thomas Stribling. I love this set of receivers right here. You have your 2 safe guys in McLaurin and Adunze. You have your 2 undervalued guys or potential bounce back guys, Harrison and Brian Thomas. And you have your X factor, your steamed up rookie who is looking the part with a beat up Niners team right now. This is how you do it, man. This is how you do it. And you have Brock Bowers. Takes Kenneth Gainwell, which is a nice pick for the kind of insurance for Josh Jacobs, with Brock Purdy. A little early for Purdy where I've seen him go, but that's totally fine. Shakir, Pacheco, McMillan, Dart, Black, Hawkinson with backup to Bowers. This is a really good team. Kicker and defense with the last round. This is a good team, man. JT and Jacobs, if Jacobs' suspension doesn't happen, he gets back to full health. This is a B+ team, man. This is also better than my team. I would much rather trade rosters with this team. I think this team and then the soft hands, speed holes and soft hands are very, very elite teams. All the other teams to the right of those are not great. So this is both those teams are better than mine. Definitely. Very good teams. All right, let me move my camera here. Or at least adjust it. There you go. All right. We are on to my Balzac hurts. Love that name. Played against him a few times. Jamar Chase at 4, which is lovely. The Trey McBride is a little early for my liking, but Neighbors at the 304 is great. Lamar at the 4.9. I don't love it, but it's fine. Judkins, Harvey, and Mason. So he goes elite onesies, which is a no-no. And the Neighbors question early on as his wide receiver 2. But his running back room is okay. I mean, Mason there, I feel like that's early. Diggs is 3. Chuba, Kamara, Tyson. Dude, this is an all-injury team. Tyson, Neighbors, Old Man Diggs, Denver's defense. Bo Nix with Lamar Jackson. Good value on Bo Nix. 14th round. Let's fucking go. Gaston, the backup. He should have taken Gaston. Like, take more depth. You have Trey McBride. I don't like it, man. I don't like this team. I mean, you got 4 awesome pieces, 5 awesome pieces here to start the draft. This is solid as hell. Harvey's fine. I think the Mason pick is fine. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what he did wrong. I mean, it's the 2 onesies. You can't take 2 onesies early. You just can't. You got to choose. If you're going to do one, do one. He should have taken Lamar. Do not take Lamar here. He took Bo Nix. Bo Nix in the 14th round. So if he just takes T. Higgins, bro. T. Higgins or McConkey or DJ Moore if you like him. He has Chase, Neighbors, T. Higgins. Now you're working with something, and you have Trey McBride. Now you're working with something. You know, what he should have done, actually, was take Montgomery instead of Lamar. Then you take Judkins. Now you have a stacked running back room. You don't have to take Harvey and Mason. And you could take, you know, Sutton and Brian Thomas. Now you have a much better team. So I don't like this team, man. I don't like a lot of things about this team. I'm going to probably go with a C-, maybe a D+, dude. This is a rough one. It's a very inconsistent draft. There's a couple teams I love. Obviously, 2 or 3 teams I loved. My team is in that 3 to 4 range so far. And then there's been 3 teams that are just absolute trash, like absolute trash. Liar. Let's go to Liar here with a nice start, actually. CMC and Derrick Henry. Probably would have taken Genty here for the upside, but I guess with CMC, why are you taking Genty and CMC? CMC, Henry, Josh Allen, 303. Too early for me. T. Higgins, J-Mo. You got Kraft as well. Tony Pollard is some insurance for at running back. Michael Wilson and Lemon. So he's essentially, his wide receiver 3 is Michael Wilson, and his flex is either Pollard and Lemon. This Kraft pick was awful. Like, don't take Kraft there. He got Kraft 8 picks after I got Tyler Warren. This needs to wait. You could take Kincaid later. You could take any likely later. There's a lot of guys to take later. This needed to be a running back. Sutton. I don't know. Again, 2 early onesies. This just shows, man. Michael Wilson's is 3. His flex is either Tony Pollard or Mekhi Lemon. It's going to be Tony Pollard because you're not going to trust Lemon early on. I don't like flexing Pollard. Marshawn Lloyd in the 10th round. That's what we're doing now. Marshawn Lloyd ahead of Kyle Monangai. Let's not do that. I know there's some Jacobs questions. Marshawn Lloyd has never stayed healthy, so let's not do that. All right. Xavier Worthy is a fine pick. I actually like that for this team. Tajay Spears, Trey Tucker. Look at Mouth with the banger. The banger from Mouth. Also, that is a beer chug. That is an underdog draft. And that is a giant thank you. What that also comes along to comes along with is here.
Yeah.
And we'll get to a chug right now. We're going to get to the rest of this team, this Liar's team. He's not a liar, but his name is Liar.
Welcome to the Professional Fanatics live stream. That's one way to kick it off.
I'm racing the girls now, dude. More fun than racing myself. They were distracting. I was distracted. Before I get to this, the rest of this grade, let's make an announcement. Gentlemen, Ian Eagle, a little announcer, a little public sports figure, Ian Eagle. You might have heard of him. He is coming on Downtown Sports, as well as the Professional Fanatics. This is Downtown Fanatics, and this is me, Mouth, Beast, and Ian Eagle, September 1st. You're going to want to watch this show. This is the NFL preview show. This is the fantasy preview show of Downtown Sports with none other than Ian Eagle. Dude's a legend. Been playing fantasy since 1991, I think, 1990. So dude knows ball. Insider information here. And I can't wait to pick his brain and just kind of listen to the man talk and be in his presence, his virtual presence. So that's an honor. Thank you to Mouth. Guys, 23 platforms. The link in the description is for the Spotify. I should probably just put the YouTube link in there as well. It's super easy. Just go over there, search for Downtown Sports. You can't miss it. We want to get the subtotal up to 50 very soon. It's a newer channel. He's been doing, he's been on the other platforms for a while. He just started YouTube. So we need to get this up. We need to get this sub total up. I'm going to check this out right now. And let's check this out. So we need 5 more. 5 more. Hopefully tonight. Everyone in here, you can just click off the stream or just search it and just sub to it if you could. And you're going to want to listen. You're going to want to check out that episode because that's a giant episode. Appreciate Mouth. It is a lot of content. I think it's very good content. Thank you again, my dude. And my liver thanks you as well. Versace, I'm still calling you that. Vicious, how did your wife's teams end up? I'm still coaching fall baseball, so couldn't make it. Pretty awesome, man. That team was an A, I feel like. Much better than the team I just drafted here. My team's fine, I just drafted, but that team was a banger, man. That was a banger team, so. Who do we get? Shaheed in like the 15th round, dude. We got so much value in that draft. Let's finish up. Fall baseball is already starting. Hell yeah, man. I was a baseball player for a long time, so much love for you and working with the kids. Mouth also is a very big in the community and does a lot for the young people. So, all right. Yeah, Erica she's still getting into football mode, so she didn't have a lot to say. She's a quiet girl, but you know what? She's going to slowly start getting more into football here, and she'll start having more takes and more opinions on the teams that we draft. So, the Liars team is rough, man. The 2 onesies, it's okay. Michael Wilson could come on. I'm not going to grade this terrible because the running backs are great. You have Josh Allen. There's a nice little core of this team that could just not plow through the league, but get you in the playoffs here. I'm going to go C. I'm going to go solid C on this team. It's not as bad as some of the other teams, but there's some continuity issues with this team for sure. The Tucker Kraft pick can't get over too early when you have Josh Allen. You have to reinforce the wide receiver position. He did not do that. Dr. Oppenheimer here. We have a Bijan, Genty, and Kyron start. Ooh, I like this squad here. Now, this team is pretty solid. DJ Moore, Ladd McConkey, Joe Burrow at the 6'11", which is tasty. Cortland Sutton's his 3. George Kittle. I think he probably should have waited at tight end, but it is still George Kittle. Wan'Dale Robinson. Backs it up with Likely for the early season stuff. This is a great pairing. This guy knows his shit because Isaiah Likely is a better beginning part of the season guy with Neighbors coming off the injury, potentially missing games. And George Kittle's going to start slow. Might not even play week 1. So Wan'Dale's nice here as well. The receivers are a little thin. Keenan Allen. You got Zach Charbonnet. He waited at running back, which was smart. He has his 3 guys here. Why take any more running backs? This is a good team, man. I'm going to go B. Solid B on this team. Receiver depth is a little bit of not so much depth, but like top 2 are great. And then it's an issue here. Sutton is fine. Wan'Dale's fine. So I think it's an all-around good team because you have elite quarterback. You have a pretty good tight end situation going on here. Rams defense is unnecessary, but I see why people do it. I don't know. Kyler Murray is a backup quarterback. Kyler and Joe Burrow have the same bye, unfortunately. I will say that. Week 6. So that was the wrong selection. I'm guessing everyone else was off the board. He should have just taken Tyler Shuck. I mean, or Jared Goff. If you're going to take a quarterback with the same bye as Joe Burrow, take Jared Goff. Take a safe guy. All right. Panthers. The Panthers XI. Panthers 20. Gibbs, Nico Collins start with Javonte and David Montgomery. So very heavy at running back here. Christian Watson as his 2. Kyle Pitts pick I did not like. Jaden Daniels, though, is fair value there. Pittman and Concepcion. This is pretty solid, man. So his flex is David Montgomery. His 3 is either Pittman to start the year, then Concepcion. But Nungai and Mike Washington, probably too heavy at running back. I think we should have taken one, not the other. Probably Mike Washington. Then Seattle's defense, Lane, Baker for a backup for Jaden. I like that. Wicks, Douglas, Fields. So this wide receiver room is quite thin. The running back room is too strong. It's not best ball. You're going to have an issue. Like, when are you ever going to start Monungai? These guys have to all smash. What do you guys have for a grade? Well, I wonder. I'm very curious, and I can't wait to hear what Ian Eagle has to say about your Jets take. I'm guessing he's going to be more along the lines of my Jets takes, which is I like them more than consensus, but I don't think they're going to go off per se. I'm curious. I think he's a pretty even-keeled individual and open-minded, so it'll be a good discussion. So I'm going to go with a B- in this team. I actually do like the team. I don't love the build, but somewhat elite tight end here in Pitts with Jaden Daniels, who isn't that top tier in my books, or second tier, but still a top 6 guy. And I love Christian Watson, but these picks are just kind of wasted. Like, even if Genty was out to start the year, you're not starting Mike Washington over Montgomery. If that's the case, then why are you taking Mike Washington? It's a fine team, but these picks don't make a lot of sense. I do the backup running back thing a lot when I have 2 studs. And then in that case, if they hit, I can just flex them and it gives me some more insurance. But when you have 3 studs, like this guy has 3 studs, like if they all still, it's just you're putting too much into the position when there's no upside in it, really, essentially. If you're going to do that, what he should have done, he should have just taken Woody Marks, right? Take Woody Marks. Take Isaiah Pacheco later, and then you actually have those backfields locked up. And I understand the nice thing is to get other people's backups. Not when you have 3 studs. Not when you go running back, wide receiver, running back, running back. 3 of your first 4 picks running backs. You need to hammer and make up at wide receiver. He did not really hit that bill. So I think I said solid B because I do love Christian Watson, and I'm pretty big on Jaden Daniels this year. And I think Pittman and Concepcion were a nice pairing. This works out really well, but that's his 3 and 4. That is concerning as shit. I didn't like my 3 and 4 of Carnell Tate and Quentin Johnston. And, you know, we had a similar built team here. Actually, a pretty similar built team. But my receivers are Lamb and Flowers versus Nico and Watson. I like my 2 better. Tate and Johnston compared to Pittman and Concepcion. I like mine better. And Alec Pierce, where he has Jacoby Lane. And Jalen Coker, where he has Dontavian Wick. So my receiver room, as much as I hated it, is still a little better than his. What do you think of my starting lineup? Full PPR 10-team league. Stafford, Chase Brown, Swift, Puka, Neighbors, Bowers, McLaurin, and Burden. That's amazing. That's a great fucking team. That's the shallow leagues. You gotta favor the tight end there. You gotta favor the onesies more. And you waited at quarterback, obviously, but you got Brock Bowers. You have Chase Brown and Swift. That's a little weaker, but in PPR, I love that. And then Puka and Neighbors, man, with McLaurin and Burden. Very, very, very well-built team. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm going to play a clip, and then we're going to do some Underdog after this. There's a couple tournaments on Underdog we're going to get to. So play a clip here. I'll be back in 50 seconds.
Jay Quellen. No Jay Quellen here?
Do you mean Jacqueline?
Okay, so that's how it's gonna be. Balake. Where is Balake at? Yes, sir.
My name's Blake.
Are you out of your goddamn mind? Do you want to go to war, Balake?
No.
D nice. Is there a D nice?
Do you mean Denise?
Son of a bitch. Hey, Ron. Where are you? Where is Ron right now?
Here.
You know, I said it like 4 times, so why didn't you say it the first time I said Ron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron?
Son of a bitch!
Alrighty. So, real quick, one last review. Soft hands and speed holes were the best. They were the best teams for sure. I think that Kraken Stacking was pretty good. I think that Oppenheimer was pretty good. And then I think I had probably the 5th best team, to be honest. Not great. Not ringing endorsement for me. This is the worst draft I've had so far of my 8. It's still not an awful team. Should and could have been a lot better. But we live and we learn. You know, the turn's tough. Sometimes the turn can be amazing. Other times, if the board doesn't follow you, it's not going to go great. And we have definitely some huge upside on this team with Love and Tootin and Warren and Carnell Tate. Obviously, the first 2 receivers are super safe, and Lamb and Flowers. Trevor Lawrence is okay. So not the type of teams I like to build. This is a really spread out team in terms of running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, running back, tight end, wide receiver, quarterback. I used to like drafting more buckets. I like the soft hands team. This is money right here. Love what he did with his squad. I might go more of a 0 running back strategy going forward because I love these teams. If you can get Bucky, if you can get a Swift and Bucky, Bucky and Stevenson, Judkins and Bucky, as your 1 and 2 with 3 awesome or potentially 4 awesome receivers. That's really how money is made in these PPR drafts. My other quarterback is Mahomes. So I got a good value on Mahomes. End of the 13th round. So Lawrence and Mahomes is fine. Strange is my second tight end. I think you did as well, Mouth. You know, the Lamar pick, the thing is, as much as we want to not talk shit about the Lamar pick, it was auto-picked. In the format, it's not great. 5 for a passing touchdown still does favor. I mean, it kind of favors Lamar because He doesn't get a lot of rushing touchdowns. He's going to have a lot of passing touchdowns and a lot of rushing yards. He has a chance to smash that ADP, even if we don't like it in the format in terms of having 2 flex spots. We want to wait on quarterback. It's Lamar Jackson, right? It is still Lamar Jackson. And I know you're going to draft good enough with the later picks to have solid flexes. And like that just gives your team more upside. And unfortunately, if you don't hit on some of those picks and Lamar is a little bit closer to what we saw last year opposed to what he's been in the MVP seasons, and he just finishes at quarterback 3. Even if he finishes at quarterback 2, but it's not like a smash quarterback 2, that's where we're going to have some issue. I think it's been 2 years now of vicious of the zero running back, the going away from zero running back. This is the year to do it. And I'm about Bowers this year. I've only done 8 drafts so far, 8 Fantrax drafts. I have 34 more 34 total Fantrax. So I have 26 more. So I'm going to dive into this, I think, a little bit more. Looking at these boards, this is why we do this. This is why I stream all the drafts. In general, I'm a very transparent dude that wants to show everything on paper. Last year, I showed all these teams, drafted all these teams, all the best ball teams, all the bets. Everything is released to the public, to the community, because I want to be accountable, right? And I want to show you guys that this is all my own money I'm putting into all these leagues. I rely on this shit for income. And I could go back and watch. I went back and watched a bunch of my drafts last year. The teams that did, I watched like the ones I won. I watched all 11 of my championship teams. I watched that stream, my thought processes, and then I watched my 3 really bad teams. I missed the playoffs in 2 of my Fantrax drafts last year. 2 out of fucking 29. I watched those streams, and then the other teams that barely made it in, just to see when I went wrong. And a couple of those teams were injuries. I had a team that I had Neighbors, Kraft, and I think it was Garrett Wilson on the same team. That sucked. But, I just wanted to go back and kind of see where I went wrong and where I went right. And it's all about learning and growing and just being a better player, being just the more information we have, right? So we're going to go over here to Underdog. Have it pulled up here. There we go. Let's get over to Underdog. All right, we'll give everyone a minute. We'll do that is what we're doing, K-Space. Good to have K-Space back in here. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Everything good? Nick of time for K-Space. So we're going to do 10:45. And Mouth, you call it. Do you want to do a puppy? Or do you want to do a little Dalmatian? It's your call. It's Mouth's call. He paid for the super. It is Mouth's call here. All right, we got a puppy here. Not joining yet. 10:45. Less than a minute. We're going to join this thing together. So you guys call it. I'm going to call it when it goes out. Just look at your phone, look at your computer in like 20 seconds or so. 10:45 p.m. Central. So less than a minute. There it is. Hit it. Good timing on the pup. All right. So, some of you newer guys in here, I appreciate you guys watching. There's a lot of the people you see in here are community members, and could not be more. Mouth at 7. We have K-Space at 12. Derek at 8. That's what I see. Okay. I got no one by me, which is awesome. Loving that. Loving life there. I like JSN more in redraft than I do in best ball. I don't think the ceiling is quite there. I know it's wild to say, but super safe pick. You know, not really an injury risk. Still the number one there. I just feel like they're going to spread the ball around more. I think Shaheed's in for big things. I think if Torrey Horton gets back in the field, he's in big things. Yeah, I like him. I don't have him ranked like below where other people have him ranked. I have him ranked as my wide receiver 3. It's right there with St. Brown, though. He is not. I don't have him in the same tier as Jamar Chase and Puka. I do have him a tier below, but he's still my wide receiver 3. Still my wide receiver 3. All right. Just want to shout out a few peeps here. All of the OGs. These are all OGs. We just had our 1-year anniversary. Anyone that signed up the first year, OG status, which just means they're grandfathered in for life. But shout out to all those guys: Sploosh, Zach, Cameron, some of the newer people that have joined Junkbuster, Ryan, Dirty Milkers, and McAuliffe. You guys are awesome. And then obviously all the guys up top, have been with us for a long time. So appreciate you guys. Anyone in here has any questions or wants to consider joining, we run everything on a Discord that has 1 million channels, like literally 40 different channels, all on one Discord with all of us in there. It is the Fantasy Football Hub. It is a football hub. It is a fun hub and just a great place to be. So you get access to that. Community fantasy leagues, they're all full this year, but we're going to do a fantasy postseason league. We're going to do another dynasty league after the season starts, as well as like 5 or 6 redrafts next year, as always. Guest appearances on the pod. You want to come on the show? You want to come talk some ball? Every Friday nights during the season is fan nights. We have multiple fans on. In the offseason, we have fans on all the time. We have at least, we've had about 12 or 13 people on the show. Free merchandise giveaways. Free hat for you when you sign up. Free shirts. You can get that during the NFL season. And also access to the bets. I just posted my the first game. I posted my player prop. These are all player props, even odds, -120 at worst. Just posted my first bet for that Seattle and Patriots game. So that is up there. That is going to change real fast. So, and I have 6 NFL future player props up there as well. So we have a bunch of options. You want to get in on this now because we win money here. And if you're going to do it, if you have any questions, ask the chat, ask me. 50% off. Use the code PRO. Use it. And then once you sign up in the Patreon, I get you your email. I send you an email to get you into the community, into the Discord. It's the place to fucking be. Make sure you use the code PRO though. I want to save you that first month. Literally, it's $5. Silent's in there. We know Silent. What's going on, Silent? It's $5 a month to get in the Discord. So the first month is going to cost you $2.50. Why not see how it is? See how the people are. See how the setup is for $2.50. If you don't like it, just cancel. This is the time to do it. You get all the information, all the access to me, and then, you just cancel. I don't think you will, but that's fair. There's Drake London. I feel like at this point, seems like good value on Genty. This is a tough one. There's 2 out of 10 advance, and then we have 1 out of 10 and 1 out of 10. So you want some good teams. I'm gonna have to. I will DM you later, Silence. I will actually take a look in a little bit, actually, and we'll talk. Yeah, I got you. Give me. Let me get my next pick here, and I'll check it out. I'm not used to, I haven't drafted best ball in a little while, so I've done all of these redrafts, so I got to get back into best ball mode here. I just can't stop clicking Zay Flowers this year. I'm going to check out Silent's team. I got you, buddy. Community Best Ball League. Silence with Ooh, so you have JT, Bowers, Smith, Waddle, Adunze, Concepcion, Deshaun Stribling at the 9-8's tasty, and Taylor with Price and Mason. So you're a little bit iffy at running back, but you can make that up, and you're going to be flexing all these wide receivers. So Stribling's your 5, Concepcion's your 4. I love Concepcion. And then Bo Nix at pretty solid value. I dig it, man. I dig it. Running backs are a little concerning, but you have Brock Bowers too, right? So they can be a little bit more concerning when you have a player like Brock Bowers, who you don't have to take as many tight ends later. You can just go like maybe 1 or 2 more tight ends. And this is a 24-round draft. So just got to take some shots on some running backs. But I dig it, man. Yeah, you just got to make up running back. That's your concern right now because your receiver room is really strong. I would probably give the start. It's hard to give a start a grade, but I like the players you took. Obviously, I love Bowers. JT at 8 is money. I'll go solid B for the start. You got to land the plane, though. So it's potentially be a B+. It has the potential to be a C, though. If you don't land the plane at running back, it's going to be a little tough. And price is an X factor. I'm just not a price guy personally, so that's my concern. But definitely there is worse starts than this for sure. There goes Jacobs. Hell yes. And we're probably going to rock. Oof, what do we do here? 2 really good options at running back here. I'm taking a running back for sure, right? Not Luther Bird. And someone took Terry McLaurin. Was mouth. There goes Loveland. We're going to take 8. Let's go with Cam Scatterbo. We're going aggressive on this team. It's a puppy. We need to build the best team we can for we got to remember, this is a big stacking type thing. So, yeah, we'll make this a Stafford team. There goes Bucky. I have to kind of protect myself from the Genty injury with some running backs here. And this is going to be... Judkins has a great early season schedule. We're going to go Judkins and protect ourselves from Genty a little bit. Yeah, I like this for Scatterbo, though, because Tracy is better than Najee Harris. Najee Harris is more of a limited player, a solid pass catcher, too, but also coming off an Achilles injury. And Tracy, I feel like would have taken, if they had trusted Tracy, he would have taken Scatterbo off the field more. And who knows, Harbaugh is kind of a moron when it comes to running back usage, as we saw with Baltimore and Derrick Henry being off the field. But the fans will revolt, dude, if they take off Scatterbo like 40% of the time off the field. So I see this as a positive for Scatterbo. Just my take. I do see this as a positive. All right, Dakota's online. Am I up in a couple picks, guys? Let me know. How soon am I up?
Jeez, Peter, you're more excited than Adrian Peterson at an arboretum.
Daddy, what kind of tree is that?
Man, I want to beat you with so many things around here.
Lamar falls all the way down here. There goes Parker. Let me go over here to K-Space's team. Drake May at the turn. Hell yeah, McCall. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good for a slow draft. I started at the day I did last Saturday because I knew if it was going to be really slow, I think we would have still finished it. And I had a little bit of concern that it would go up to like the like the 23rd hour. And we're going to finish soon, dude. There goes Price. I gotta take a receiver here for sure. It's not gonna be as stacked as I want. The nice thing is having Genty there is such nice value if he's healthy, even by like week 3. I don't need to necessarily stack this team that much. Well, we're gonna take Carnell Tate. Don't like it. Taking a lot more of him because he keeps on falling. Now I think it's a value. I think I've been way off Carnell Tate, but I think everyone else is as well. I did not see that silence. Send that to the Discord if you could. I'd like to see that. What's up, Sploosh? Shout out to Sploosh, a fucking fanatic. My dude. How you doing, man? It happens every year. We want to save this guy for later in the year. By week 3, why is Scat off the field? Are you trying to get us fired? 100%, man. 100%. It's Scat season, dude. So, let's take Tucker Kraft. We could build this up with potentially, we could take Jackson Dart, who doesn't really need to be paired up with much. We do have Scatterbo. We could take a Jordan Love team. Where is Christian Watson? Mouth has Christian Watson. He has Jaden Daniels, though. So I don't know if he's really going to go with Jordan Love. What is Love's ADP? Way down there, 116. Should be able to get him at 117. There goes Caleb. Maybe we'll rock a Cam Ward team. Something a little unique. You're going to go for Love. You're going to take Love at 114. You have Jaden Reed as well. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm definitely not sniping him at 100. That would be silly. That would be very silly. These fucking guys are definitely taking Trevor Lawrence, so that's not an option. We have... Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do here. There's Michael Wilson. Getting gross here. Getting grody here, man. I think I have a play here. Very nice play. This should be Trevor Lawrence. This should be a Trevor Lawrence play. Takes Dobbins. We're taking Trevor Lawrence here. It seems unstacked Trevor Lawrence. We could take Bretton Strange. Let's just do that. And then we're going to take either Dart. I didn't like any of their players on the board. It's hard to take Alec Pierce in this team. Can't do that. Parker's already gone. Parker Washington is way gone. He's over here. There goes all the quarterbacks. I like how I started that little run there. And there goes Kittle. We're gonna double up and make this a Titans team here with Cam Ward. A little unique, and we can still take Bretton Strange for our tight end to get a pairing with Trevor Lawrence. We'll have double stacks with Cam Ward. The upside of this team is going to hinge on Genty, right? Genty and Scatabo. I feel like both pretty good values, especially Genty when he's back, which we assume is going to be relatively early. You want to take big swings here? What's going on, Michael? How do we feel about Josh Jacobs this year? Man, it's a lot of red flags. It's the groin. Last year's his production was fine in terms of touchdowns, but he did not look like the same player. Also was hurt last year. The suspension risk, which is probably going to come next year, but do we really know? A lot of things. The upside is that Marshawn Lloyd is the backup there. Like, he's got nothing really behind him. Maybe they pick up Trey Benson, but he's also hurt. So I have not been taking a lot of Josh Jacobs. I feel like it's a risky pick. I would much rather have Scatabo, and I think I drafted him over. No, Josh Jacobs went here, but it's a risky pick, man. It is a risky pick. I'm back on the clock in Superflex. Okay. Give me a second to make this pick. Goes Worthy. Oh, shit. All right. Some nice options here. Fannon's still available. Can't really take him, though. So this guy's got Samalison has 2 running backs and 6 receivers. He takes Kyler. This is a Cam Ward situation. Yes, it is. Not yet, though. We have a lot of rounds before we pull the trigger there. I'll get to my pick after this. Pick an underdog, Dakota. That is our boy, the American Sniper, Chris Kyle, which is kind of just what he does. That's what Derek does. Fuckers always fire, man. Double Tampa receivers. Is it Godwin and Ibuka? I mean, hey, if it blows up, it blows up. And that's what you're looking for. take Chris Rodriguez. We got some correlation with Trevor Lawrence now. Let me make my pick in Superflex. Oh, shit. We got our options open here, and both guys I love, Brian Thomas and Marvin Harrison on the clock, and Parker Washington, which the answer is Marvin Harrison here, right? 3, 4. We're gonna go with Marv. Hell yeah. Chase, Lamb, Flowers, Watson, and Marv. I could start all 5 of them. Breece Hall and Judkins with Brock Bowers and Trevor Lawrence on this team. We're just kind of waiting at quarterback, too. There goes Brian. That's the fastest pick of all time for Dakota. The fastest pick of all time for Dakota. So fast. So fast for Brian Thomas. It was a toss-up for me, man, between those two, so... Brian Thomas is a better player. Marvin Harrison has a cleaner runway. But Brian Thomas is a better offense. So can't go wrong with either of those guys in my mind. We are just waiting at running back and quarterback in this league. All right. Back to the task at hand here, which is underdog. And... Here goes Danny Dimes, 141. Shit. This fucking guy's got one quarterback. I cannot wait on Cam Ward at all. Just can't wait on him. Sucks, dude. Pull him up so fucking much. I absolutely hate it. I have to take Cam Ward here. This blows. This blows. I wish it was JD. If I put bucket out on here, I'll get copyrighted, man. This is just a random jam with me and my boys. I figure I put my own music on here for one because it's, kind of on brand with what we do. We don't pose up other channels. Everything is original here, and I don't have to worry about being copyrighted for my own music. You know what I mean? No worry there, brother. Fuck, he takes Algier. Jesus. I figured he would. What to do. It's... Trey Tucker. It's Trey Tucker. The B-ball basketball tournament is all our players' points, so no lineups, right? Yeah, no lineups. Our draft though, our league is matchups though, so it is matchups. It's not just total points. Yeah, I passed on a second quarterback for Marv. I am pretty much buying into that. I wanted to finish up my lineup first. That's just me. Hetzer's getting sick. I'm sorry, Hetzer. Feel better, man. Take some medicine. Drink a lot of water. That's what my dad always told me. That's what I tell my wife every time. She's like, shut the fuck up. He always tell me to drink water. Oh, I totally whiffed on the Bretton Strange pick. That is for sure. That is too much drafting, man. Fucking awful on my end to not take Bretton Strange. That's it for me. Fuck. What am I doing? Trey Tucker? What the hell, man? That was good. I thought it was a good value, but so we're gonna go with Gunnar Helm and have a triple stack with Cam Ward, which is not ideal. We're buying into a Cam Ward breakout, which is that's what we saw in the preseason, rather grody. Or we have this option as well. Nope, we don't, because he's gone. Nah, he's gone. Take one of these running backs. Naylor, Trey Harris. All right, we got options. Yeah, dude, Malik's a stud. Love Malik this year. Traded Lamb and Jeremiah Love for JT, 10-man, 0 PPR. So no PPR standard. Lamb and Jeremiah Love for JT. Oh, that's tricky, man. I mean, JT in no PPR is a god. Like, that's the upside there. So let's take Samson. Want to talk to Samson? I'll get back to your comment in a second. We want to talk to Samson, though, first. Let's just talk to him. Let's just talk to Samson.
I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
Is it deep? Is there flex spots and shit? The shallower the league in a 10-man, like if there's not a flex spot, if it's 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and 1 flex or something like that, if there's like extra spots, I don't love it. If it's a shallow league mitigated, then I'm down for this trade, but it is a tricky one. So if it's really shallow, yes, because JT should probably be the 3rd pick, right? It should probably go Bijan, like 4th pick for JT for me, even over CMC, because it's just yards and touchdowns. That's all that matters, not receptions. There's no flex, but 3 wide receiver and 2 running back. That's pretty shallow, dude. So it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't love it. It's fine. It's not like a ringing endorsement of a win or a loss. Trey Tucker went off. Mini Zay Flowers. What percentage chance you give Jonah Coleman being the main back by week 10? 0. Well, main back, okay. 0, because he's not going to be the lead back. It's going to be RJ Harvey if something happens to Dobbins. If something happens to RJ Harvey and Dobbins stays healthy, which is probably not going to happen, it's still going to be Dobbins. So he could be in a decent committee if it's just 2 of them. A 40% share, maybe 50%, 50-50. But main back, it's Sean Payton, dude. Sean Payton's a clown and doesn't like rookies. And Jonah Coleman's a rookie. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right, we are winding down in the program, guys. We did 1 hour and 40 minutes earlier. We're hitting 2 hours and 30 here. If we get a community member, if we get someone to sign up, we'll pop in another draft. If someone wants to join the community and get in with all these fine people you see in here every single day, you know who they are. You love them. We love them. Use the code. Get in there. Let me know when you do it. I'll check my email, and then we'll pop in another draft. Tomorrow we have, I believe it's a 9 p.m. draft tomorrow. I'm going to have to check. I think it's 9 p.m., a $250 draft at 9 p.m., and then we're going to have someone might come on. Actually, no, I think we're just doing some best ball tomorrow. It's probably going to be a shorter day tomorrow. Tuesday, I have the Throne League, the Iron Throne League with all the content creators, Joe Pisapia, all these awesome people. I am not going to stream that because we're actually all going to be on a stream together, all the content creators, to make the first episode. But we're going to be on after for team reviews. Storey's coming on. We're doing team reviews of that 14-team full PPR with literally all professionals. So excited for that. And then starting on Wednesday, it gets wild with drafts. I'm going to be doing 2 or 3 drafts every single day up until the day of the season. Actually, I have a draft on Wednesday. The season starting. Oh, I want Ray Davis. Well, I don't know. It depends, man. Jonah Coleman is more usable. Ray Davis is, if we got to wait for the Ty Johnson injury, I prefer Ray Davis to Jonah Coleman personally. But that is just me. Okay, let's take our tight end right now is, we have Kraft, so we're sitting okay at tight end. We're going a little weird at quarterback here. We're going to take Sadiq. We need upside in this team. We'll take Sadiq, and then we just got to hope that Gunnar Helm falls back to us. And he should. He definitely should. I will give out some team reviews for the community members after this. So that is going to be Mouth and Derek, who have great teams, apparently. We're going to toss them a couple team reviews. I'm not even going to review my own team. Nothing really to review. It's not a great team. I mean, we'll see. Good start, I guess. Has some chance. Has a chance with Genty being in the late second round. That's kind of nice. If you need some for the Jonah Coleman thing, if you need like potential early season like filler stuff, as of right now, if Ty Johnson's active, then I don't take Gunnar Helm. Then it's probably Jonah Coleman, but I just want Ray Davis. I think his path is clear. I think he's a better player. I think he's trusted. He's on the Bills. Like, I guess the Denver's good too, but give me Ray Davis, baby. I love Ray Davis. So this last pick is just going to be a receiver that we like. Just pop a bunch of guys in the queue. There we go. Oh, upside is Ray Davis, dude. All day long. I think there's a chance. There's a better chance that, because there's a 0% chance that Ray Davis actually becomes a starter without an injury because James Cook's there. There's a chance Jonah Coleman actually carves out a 50% role, even with the guy staying healthy. I think that's unlikely. But like, if we're looking for a 50% role and a usable flex, it's Jonah Coleman. If we're looking for a league winner, it's Ray Davis, because if there's no Ty Johnson, which it seems like there's not going to be to start the year, and who knows for how long, the answer is Ray Davis. We've seen the two starts Ray Davis has had. He's had 23 touches a game and touchdown in each of those games, plus pass catching. Ray Davis is a monster, dude. I'm a big Ray Davis fan, so that's the answer for me. Like, it's actually not really that close. I love Ray Davis. Wow, Barry and Brown pick. Interesting. People doing some weird stuff. I am about it. And then we have our queue set up with a bunch of wide receivers. Hatcher approves the Ray Davis love, and we should all be just glazing some Ray Davis because it's his time, man, to be the actual backup, to not worry about Ty Johnson taking passing down snaps. What's going to end up happening if Ty Johnson's out is you'll see more of Ray Davis on early downs. When I say more, like more than what we've seen. And we'll see more James Cook on passing downs, which is fine because Ray Davis could walk himself into 6 or 7 touchdowns in some mop-up duty, just in spelling James Cook. So that's solid as well. And then if James Cook goes down, which he's not a big guy, he's been relatively healthy in his NFL career. It's a year of the injury, man. Give me Ray Davis. And this is pretty easily Isaac Tesla. Blake is just, he plays hard and stiff. Speaking of that, you have Blake with the boner emoji. Because he does play hard and stiff, and he's awesome. We love him.
Your hands are what makes it possible. Your shoulder pads are hard and stiff. Your hands are tender, and they can move and caress the ball. that's kind of gay, but hey. Now,
that was also the caveat last week of the season: 21 carries, 151 yards, and a touchdown. I believe it was a touchdown, right? Or maybe not. But I was also referring to the game 2 years ago when it was like week 4, week 5. It was I think it was a weird day of the week. It was a Saturday game or some shit. Either way, Ray Davis had like 24 touches and like 140 total yards and a touchdown. He had a 40-yard reception. So like they give him the work. They have trusted him. And week 18 is one thing. This was like week 4, week 5 as a rookie. Ray Davis did this shit. So, hell yeah. Let's check out Mouth Squad here. Mouth with Jaden Daniels and Jordan Love at quarterback. McCaffrey, Henry, Love at pick 31. I love that. Mason and Braylon Allen with McLaurin, Watson, Jaden Reed, Michael Wilson, Shaheed, Flournoy, Travis Hunter, Juwan Jennings, Okonkwo, Dulcich, and Mason Taylor. So you were probably looking at going Geno Smith is my guess, which one thing I'll say, you're trying to stack a third quarterback you don't have yet. In general, we don't want to stack our third quarterback. You have Jaden Daniels and Jordan Love. If you're relying on Geno Smith to be in your lineup, the team would not be great. And what is he really making up over Jaden Daniels and Jordan Love? Probably not a lot of points. I love the team, though. Wilson this is weak here. Jaden Reed and Wilson are kind of weak for where he has a 3 and a 4. But Shaheed, Flournoy, Hunter, Jennings, that's fine. This running back's good. I'm going to go B to B- in this squad. It's pretty solid, man, and the stacks are there. So, Jets again, week 4. Yeah, James Cook just goes to the bench versus the Jets because they always have the game over by halftime, 100%. So you're just taking Jets players. Okay, that's fair. Is there a correlation? Jets? No, there's not. There's no game correlation is the thing. But, no, solid team, man. I love the running back room for sure. Like, Jordan Mason as your 4 is perfect. So running back room is bonkers. So maybe I go solid B. I'm going to go solid B because I love Watson. I love McLaurin. And then, you got the correlation. This running back room is going to carry you a lot. And then the tight end is fine as well. Let's go to the Derek squad, who's probably going to go bonkers here. Herbert and Daniel Jones, JT, Hampton, Tootin, Bigsby, and Blue. Well built here. Tootin's a great 3. Upside shots down here. You don't need much when you have those top 3. Ladd, Waddle, Brian Thomas, Josh Downs, Stribling at 113. That seems like crazy value as your 5. Shakir, Trey Harris, and Torrey Horton with Kyle Pitts, Gaston, and Pat Freiermuth. Hats off, man. This is a very good team. This is probably the tight end room is really strong with Freiermuth and Gadsden backing up a guy that's going to be in your lineup, Kyle Pitts. And then, Stribling, it's a nice piece here. Josh, you have correlation all over the place. This is between B+ and A-. I might want to say A- because Herbert's playoff schedule, Hampton and JT, and there's Keaton Mitchell might be hurt right now. It's even better for Hampton. Hampton at 17, love that. And then, the guys that you want to take, I don't know, not so much Jaden Blue, but Tank Bigsby is necessary on this team. Like, might have some weeks with garbage time touchdowns. Also, the upside of a Saquon injury is the only way this 4 or 5 is going to meet your lineup without injury up here. Really, really, really good team from Derek. That's what we call him, the American Sniper, Chris Kyle, around here, because the motherfucker builds great teams. And it usually comes at our expense. So, Derek, take it easy on us, man.
I brought a little bottle of spermicidal lube, too.
And 1 little bottle of spermicidal lube?
Yeah, 1 little bottle of spermicidal lube.
Evan, that's psycho shit, man.
It's not.
It's like Charles Manson shit. What do you think Becca's gonna be psyched that you brought a bottle of lube? Oh, Evan, thank you for bringing that lube for my pussy. I never would have been able to handle your fucking 4-inch dick inside my pussy without that gigantic bottle of lube.
All right. That is going to do it, guys. Appreciate Mouth's $20 holler right here. We need to make sure we do, guys, after the stream, for Mouth and myself and everyone else in the community that loves Mouth and loves the show, Downtown Sports, Iron Eagle, and me and Iron, and Mouth and Beast, September 1st. Be there, be square. It's not a live stream. It'll be released at the nighttime hours probably of September 1st. But that's the NFL preview show over there on Downtown. You want to check that out because Iron Eagle has information that we don't have, that I don't have, that nobody really has besides him and guys in the industry, like the broadcasting industry, and has been playing fantasy for 35 years. That's what's up. Go over there on YouTube, Downtown Sports, just search it, give them a sub, get ready for the show, have the bell on. They only release 2 episodes a week, so it's not going to be blowing your phone up. Definitely do that for me, and much appreciated, Mouth. Also, we do have a contest for best question. We have 6 questions in there right now. Get your question in the Discord, and you can ask a question. We're going to draw 1 winner for best question, and then that winner gets their question read on air, and we will say your name. We'll give you a shout out, and you get to Ask Iron Eagle anything. Someone's going to win that and get to ask Iron Eagle. Would love to have you participate in that. It's going to be a good time. That goes for all of the community members as is. He's seen the Jets the last 2 weeks, Steelers and Tampa. Hell yeah. That's good information. You're going to love that. I can't wait to hear what he says and see your reaction, whether it's good or bad. It's going to be a reaction either way. And let's shout out Big Ray here. Big Ray. Hey, we have not seen Helen Hunt yet. Hello, Helen. We got Dr. Ray in the house. We have MJ in the house. That's the wrong MJ. We have this man right here, Big Ray in the hizzy. And we have Derek with a $10 banger. I'm enjoying the early streams. Check out Downtown Sports. Sweet dreams, gentlemen. Yeah, the earlier streams because I have the drafts. I know Derek has work early every single day. So that's what he does. And I wish Derek had a channel I could endorse because it would be a great channel. It'd probably be something about like drinking long drinks and just being the goats, because Derek is the fucking goat. I gotta get a clip for Derek. What's a custom clip? Let's see. A Derek clip. Here you go.
It's really unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair. We lost as a team.
Long drinks and long strokes. Is that like your swimming stroke, or are you talking about the strokes in the bedroom? And the reason he's saying long strokes is because he has a long poker. Like, if you have a short poker, you can't really have long strokes. This fucker just like, he's got to go long because it's huge. It's just gigantic and not too big though. You don't want to be too big. Derek, sweet dreams, Derek. We're gonna draft underdog with you tomorrow, and after the redraft we're doing. So again, I don't have the schedule in front of me. I'm gonna look real quick so you guys know. We got J Bob in the house. Thumbnail for this stream is great. Thank you. That is a shout out to Blake who did those. Also, check out the one he did earlier with Erica. I had my wife on, and I actually sent that picture of Erica. She was actually looking at me like that, which I want to say shout out to my wife for being amazing. And he got a way to make it. It's drafting fantasy football teams with my wife. I'm going to use that for all the drafts that we do, me and her, and that's going to be amazing. So shout out to J Bob. I don't have my Eagles clip anymore. I got to load that up again for you since you're back. And let's see. Do I have an Eagles clip here? Eagles clip. Here you go. This is him on losing AJ Brown's headache and drafting Lemon and the Saquon usage going up and just also firing Kevin Pachulo. That's what it is. This is J Bob's reaction to the Pachulo firing or letting go, whatever you want to call it. Here it is.
How would you describe it?
I don't even know how to feel right now. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm happy.
He's just happy. And you know what? I'm bullish on the Cowboys as well, J-Bob. But the Eagles are the Eagles, man. They're going to do what they do. Let's just hope that it's not what they've done the last couple of years. They haven't gone to the Super Bowl. It's when they start off great, kind of coast. And I know it's not Jalen Hurts doing that because the dude, as much as I criticize him as a quarterback in terms of throwing, dude's a gamer. He's a competitor. And it's not him. You know, he does seem a little bit lackadaisical out there. That's because that's how he is. He's even keel. I'm not going to punish him for that. It's the coaching stuff. It's Sirianni. Obviously, was the offensive coordinator. But I still have them at 10 wins this year. And I think it's going to be maybe a slow start for them, adjusting to the new offense. But this is what you want. This is when the Eagles thrive, is when it's a slow start and they build towards the postseason. Whenever they falter and they just coast to the postseason, they get smoked in the playoffs. So I think that is the ultimate way this team has a chance. And when I say I only have them at 10 wins, like, you know, I think I have 1A, 1B, Cowboys and Eagles for like the division. I would definitely bet my money on the Eagles over the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl, right? Like I like their upside as a team. The defense, the O-line is still pretty sturdy, and Jalen Hurts and Saquon. Like, that's the team's identity. They got to get back to the identity. The identity is it's a Saquon Barkley team, and Jalen Hurts is the Batman. Or sorry, he's the Robin to Saquon's Batman. And when that's the case, when that's the formula, Jalen Hurts actually becomes Batman. When you try to make Jalen Hurts a pocket quarterback and try to make him like the reason they win, they're good, but they're not great. Rely on Saquon and rely on Tank Bigsby, who is fucking amazing. Like, just run the ball And then Jalen Hurts is amazing when he has simple reads and has wide open guys. So to be 3 straight years, I mean, I don't think you have to worry about the Commanders too much this year. What a mess, especially losing Tunsil. Their offense is going to be okay, but that defense is still not good. And then the Giants, a lot of people picking good things for the Giants. I think they're going to be competitive. I think they'll be fun. I don't think they have a threat to win this division. So, yeah, man, going to be an interesting season for the Eagles. And this is a make or break. Not a make or break. I think it's a make or break for Sirianni because I think we've seen these head coaches get fired that win Super Bowls somewhat early, you know, and I got to see something from Sirianni. I still don't know what he does there for you. And the fact he kept Pachulia on last year is something and the Eagles have one of the best organizations in football in terms of they get rid of players. Like, remember the, who was the bum they drafted? Jalen Reagor. Like, if the Bears drafted Jalen Reagor, they would have been running him out there for another year or two. You guys were like, Jalen Reagor sucks. We whipped on the Justin Jefferson pick. We got rid of him and we make the trade for A.J. Brown. So the fact that this organization does all these things, proactive moves, and usually makes the right move, and they didn't do it with Pachulia last year is that's on Sirianni for me, because Sirianni was probably endorsing this guy because he was his friend. Not a move a championship organization makes. And I'm putting that one on Sirianni for sure. So hopefully he learned his lesson. Loyalty is awesome and all, but also you got to be worried about your job and worried about winning football games, what's best for your organization. And that clearly was not best for the organization. I'm not about booing your own team, but I would definitely boo Pachulia. I think just him. You got to, instead of going boo, you go poo, because Pachulia's poo. I'm going to end on that one, guys. Good to see J-Bob back. Thank you, Derek. Mouth of $20 banger. Guys, Downtown Sports, one last time. Please go over there, hit the sub button, get the notifications on so you get that September 1st show with Ian Eagle. You want to get on that one. You're going to see me on there as well. So if you like this program, you like me, you're also going to like Downtown. But at the very least, you're going to love it when Ian Eagle and me are chalking it up with Mouth of Beast. Going to be a great show again September 1st for that one. Don't want to miss that. Night Hetzer, Jonathan. Shout out Jonathan for helping us draft that banger earlier. Definitely better than the team I just drafted. But that's a really good team. Looking forward to keeping you in the loop on how that team's doing. To everyone else, appreciate you. We will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, I told you I was going to see the time of the draft tomorrow. Let me check this out real quick. I will post in the Discord. I just want to see. I think it's 9 p.m. for tomorrow. It is 9 p. Nope. It is 9 p.m. $250 draft, 9 p.m. Let's see what pick I have. We have the 4th. Nope, we don't have the pick. It's not even full yet. Hopefully the league fills up. There's only 9 people in there. So I'll get my pick tomorrow. Either way, thank you guys. Love your life. Stay positive and respect each other. I'm out.